to see Tennessee have success before I really believe it, but this also looks like the best opportunity for success in about a decade.
That is exactly, and I'm going to link to the conversation that I just had with these gentlemen. That's exactly what Brent Rollins said. He said, from a Georgia perspective, I look at this game and I think Tennessee has perhaps their best chance of success maybe since Heupel's been here. When we come back, C and TGMD join the party. Aaron Murray joins, who does a great job breaking games down, and he is a Joey football adherent. He joins on the other side on our TLD Logistics Hotline as we continue after this.
Are you searching for a great local coffee? I'm Billy with Grade A Grounds. You can buy our freshly roasted coffee online and support a good cause with every sip. Great coffee, greater causes. Visit our website today, gradeagrounds.com.
You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land. Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott. For hundreds in our area, custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contract. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting. Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders, fly with Calhoun's wings, or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-in-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're doing burgers or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon apples, Smoky Mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw, available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good. When it's time for your next move, you want to get your precious belongings from point A to point B with your peace of mind intact. That's why you need to call my friends at Gouffon Moving and Storage, East Tennessee's moving legend. Gouffon Moving and Storage has been helping East Tennesseans move since 1887. That's 138 years, 5 generations. That's even longer than the Dooley, Jones, and Pruitt era combined. Gouffon Moving and Storage, pro movers, serving Knoxville, surrounding areas, and interstate moves too, both residential and commercial. And we'll provide you with personalized service that other corporate movers simply cannot. We know how to move all types of items. We pay careful attention to our clients' valuables. Your satisfaction as a customer is our absolute priority. As the oldest continually owned and operated family moving business in the United States, when it's time for your next move, it's Gouffon Moving and Storage. And storage, it's secure and vaulted. Our newest offering of commercial storage logistics, we offer receiving, storage, and delivery services for all your business logistic needs. See more at Gouffon.com. That's Gouffon.com. Or check out the link at tclub.team. When it's time for your next move, East Tennessee's moving legend, Gouffon Moving and Storage.
Why limit great savings to just one weekend? This year, our Labor Day special lasts all month long. It's the September Smart Comfort event from Pipe Wrench Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. This month only, enjoy valuable home comfort upgrades at no extra cost when you install a new HVAC system or water heater to prepare your home for the colder months ahead. This September, you can get a free furnace upgrade with qualifying HVAC system installation or free sediment filter with water heater installation. Pipe Wrench is your partner for energy-efficient and cost-effective upgrades that keep your family comfortable and safe year-round. We make it easy with free on-site estimates for replacements and free second opinions on repairs. And if budgets are tight, we offer flexible payment plans including 0% financing with credit approval. No rush, no stress, just smart seasonal savings for HVAC or water heater installations until the end of September. Call Pipe Wrench at 865-264-8090 or book online at pipewrench.com to schedule your appointment today. And as always, same-day service guaranteed or the visit is free.
Life never stops moving, and between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to Grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up, a tire designed for doers, a tire that's going to last, like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting to your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
Are you tired of hiding your smile because of crooked teeth? At Knoxville Smiles, we've got the perfect solution. Invisalign. No metal, no wires, just clear, comfortable aligners that straighten your teeth without anyone noticing. Eat what you want, smile with confidence, and see results in as little as 6 months. Call us today for more information about Invisalign, 865-539-1776, or just visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
TB back with you, 865-200-5402. As I was asking C and TGMD, TGMD, this game, the closer we get to it, the more I realize that I just know so little about it, man. So little about it. We're going to get Aaron Murray on here, but I want your thoughts on that and then C's thoughts on it. This feels like a season opener for both these teams. Both preseason schedules for both teams were so, I don't know, uninteresting, whatever the term is you want to use. But we have so little information on both these teams, I think. TGMD, do you buy that? And then C. I want you guys to kick that around.
No, I think there's a lot of truth to that. There are some takeaways. You know, Aguilar fitting in the Tennessee's offense and looking comfortable. The tempo stuff. He doesn't look like a guy that showed up 100 days ago. Defensively, maybe some of the question marks about, you know, you gave up a lot of stuff to Syracuse. I think some of that might be real, the injuries on defense. But no, the points well taken. You know, kind of 2 preseason games, but I'm glad we had 2 games to kind of get Aguilar worked into this and figure out that offensive line. But no, it's a huge opportunity. You're playing at home, a place where Georgia's the only team that's beat you there in 3 years. Should be a fired up crowd. Georgia's got all their question marks, especially at quarterback, and that's the ultimate kind of X factor in the game. And Georgia's quarterbacks, unfortunately, you know, the last 4 years of this rivalry have just completely torched Tennessee. And I'll have some numbers on that in the blog tomorrow, but it should be a lot of fun. The crowd can be a huge factor. I think back to that Ole Miss game last year where Georgia went down there and kind of got avalanched. And hopefully maybe something similar could happen tomorrow or happen Saturday in Neyland.
ASC, and then I'm going to bring Aaron Murray in here momentarily, who's going to join us. But I just feel like we're flying blind in this game. And the first 2 games for each team, I just think tell so little.
Yeah, I don't put really any stock at all into any of the games, the 4 games these teams have played. Obviously, Syracuse, I guess, would be the best opponent. I'm pretty low on them. And then the FCS opponents, especially last week, are really, really kind of irrelevant games. So like you've said, it's kind of like preseason games. And this is the first week of the season, like in the NFL is kind of how I look at it.
And there's so many variables when you start thinking about like the first game in those in like in an NFL season. Hey, the first game in an SEC season, and you take a quarterback like this kid who's a great story from Georgia. It's Gunnar Stockton is a great story. Joey Aguilar is a great story. These guys are getting ready to go into the fire here for different reasons. And, of course, Stockton performed so well last year for Georgia in the playoffs and in the SEC championship game. This deal here, though, when you have the team and you get the week to prepare and you got to walk in it and you walk in it in the summer and you know it's your team. And Aaron Murray's been there and he's done that. And Aaron Murray is now a guy that breaks games down and does a great job with that. And we'll let him talk about what he's doing there. But in the meantime, Aaron, welcome back to the show, man. I appreciate you jumping on our TLD Logistics hotline, and it's good to spend some time with you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It should be another good week of college football, and obviously hearing you guys talk about that Georgia game there in Knoxville. I was actually in Knoxville on Monday talking to the Touchdown Club, and they were giddy, excited, and ready to go to host the Dogs, which should be, I think, a very competitive game.
Yeah, and it's from Tennessee's perspective, it's a real opportunity. You know, I was visiting today with a gentleman from Georgia, and I was sharing with him that back in the summer, I penned this thing as a loss for the Vols. And then you see a couple things during the year, even though we really don't know a lot about both of these teams. But there are some things that we can draw from the first couple of games. It looks like, and I think you share this as well, it looks like Tennessee found a quarterback that fits what Josh Heupel wants to do pretty nicely.
No, I think he fits perfectly what they want to do. I've been really impressed with Joey through the first 2 games of the season. Did a little bit of a deep dive, 2 games on my YouTube channel, Mac and Murray, breaking down his game, some of the stuff that he does well, what he needs to work on. But I was in the same position as you heading into the season. I was like, man, the SEC is loaded. There's a ton of teams that are true contenders to get to Atlanta, and then obviously have a chance to make to the college football playoffs. Tennessee was not one of them. You know, with everything that was lost this offseason, with all the distraction, you get a quarterback that's only going to be there for a handful of months before the season. It just spelled like this is going to be a season in which Tennessee takes a step back, and they may still. I mean, I was like, you know, how good is Syracuse? You know, they had to do freaking wind sprints after the game last week after barely beating UConn. So that there's still a lot of question marks across college football. We're still early into the season. You know, we don't want to be too rash, but from what I've seen on tape, the kid's got great anticipation. I mean, throws the ball with anticipation, moves well. I think the accuracy is better than I was anticipating. You know, you saw a little bit of some inaccuracy the first game with a couple of the quick throws. You saw one last week. You know, could have had an opportunity on a touchdown on a short cross route on a run pass option. But no one's going to be perfect. No one's going to throw 80 to 90% completion. Can you be a guy that throws 65 to 75%, especially in that offense? I mean, we went from my era a little over a decade ago. If you threw 63%, that's a great season. But now with an offense like Tennessee and a lot of these RPOs, you got to be more around that, you know, anywhere from 68 to even low 70s. I think he has the ability to do that. So I've been really impressed with him, the receivers, the running game. So yeah, I've kind of changed my tune from seeing the way Georgia started the season to Alabama and then a couple other schools in the SEC to say, you know, why not Tennessee? Why can't they not have a good season this year? And obviously we'll learn a lot, not only about Joey, but this entire team going against Georgia this weekend.
The game is so different now. It used to be a game of knowns with rosters, and now every season is its own deal. Watson Brown, who joins us on Wednesdays, has a saying, we don't have programs anymore, we have teams. And it's really true. You know, Tennessee's got a true freshman at Redmond, at cornerback. You know, they have 2 what should be catastrophic, awful injuries for them, and they still have life because they went out in the transfer portal, found a kid from Colorado who's done a really nice job for them, and then this Redmond guy gives them a little life. And then they've got a situation where, you know, there's a couple other pieces in their secondary that they could add. And then from the Georgia perspective, you know, you look at it and you go, okay, well, in the summer they went out and augmented what they have at playmaker. Georgia was so vanilla, Aaron, through 2 games that we don't know who they are, right? I mean, we're not going to know till we see Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, I would say this. I don't feel great about the offense after those 2 games, and hopefully there's major progress. You talk about going into the portal and doing what you need to do. You know, I love the fact that Kirby said, "Hey, we need receivers," and we've seen, you know, Branch especially really have an impact in the first 2 games of the season. I think getting Colby back, obviously he's had an impact. We'd love to see Noah Thomas doing some more things. The kid they got from Vanderbilt a couple of years ago, I guess last offseason, I think he's looked really well to start this season. So you got receivers at Georgia. I think the depth there, the talent's there. I'm excited about that unit. Yeah. But it really comes down to the offensive line, which and obviously Gunner will get to Gunner, but this offensive line underperformed a year ago. And this is how Kirby's built his team since the time he got to Georgia. Elite offensive line play and elite defensive line play. And that's how they won their championships, really imposing their will. And last year, you know, due to injury and mixing guys around, they just never got to where they thought that offensive line could get to. And to start the season this year, when I turn on the tape, it's been the same inconsistency, whether it's in the run game, whether especially in the pass protection, fly protection, you're letting defensive linemen get scot-free. They do this gap scheme protection where they're letting guys free. It just something is not clicking with the coaching to get those guys who are all still 4- and 5-star guys to play at the level that Georgia played when Georgia was winning championships, or at least national championships. I know they still won the SEC last year. So that concerns me heading into Neyland, and then how, you know, what Tim Banks likes to do defensively with all the blitzes, and what will be a very hostile environment when it comes to communication. And then Gunner's been a little gun-shy. You know, he's held the ball a little bit too long at times. There's multiple times that I've diagrammed where he's running through his progression. So he's not trusting what the play is intended to do, at least from my perspective of you know, being in this offense and running this offense, of understanding, hey, you go from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, and he's going from 1 to 4. And it's like, well, you just missed number 2 who's wide open. Like, you can't just rush through it because you're afraid to get hit or whatever it may be. So I think there's been some questions from both offensive line and him that kind of, you know, they kind of go hand in hand. You know, the quarterback and offensive line work hand in hand when it comes to being able to execute, have the trust to throw the ball down the field. And for him to make his first road start in that environment against that defense with an offensive line that's been inconsistent, and it worries me, and it should worry Dog fans getting ready for this game Saturday afternoon.
Aaron Murray blessing us with some time here on your Tony Basilio show on this Thursday. Reminder for you, we're live at Calhoun's on the river on Friday. It's going to be wild down there. Get there early. Get in the queue, as they say over in England. We're going to have a great time. Gates open at 10:30. Show begins at 11, and away we go. Go ahead, Bri. Jump in here, then Matt.
Yeah, Aaron, when Georgia loses the type of lineman they've lost, how hard is that to replace? Is there expected to be a drop-off at some point? And also, I wanted to get your take on Tim Banks' strategy on defense the last couple of years, where he didn't seem to be aggressive enough. So I guess that's a 2-part question.
Yeah, I mean, I think replacing, they do a good job of stockpiling. I mean, like I said earlier, they got plenty of talented individuals. There's no doubt about it. But you talk to any offensive line, it's not just about the talent, it's about the communication, it's about those guys working together as a glove to be able to execute. And defenses have matured so much over the past few years of understanding what offenses are trying to accomplish, especially in this spread you out, RPO, read the box. Is it light? Is it heavy? And, you know, it's all a numbers game a lot of times for these offenses. Tennessee and Georgia are perfect examples of it's a number box. You know, how can we defensively present a light box and then get an extra defender in post snap? How do we present a heavy box and then, you know, drop a guy out to put more guys in the coverage? So the cat and mouse game has not completely swung towards the defense, but they've definitely caught up in this new age of college football. But from an offensive line perspective, like, they got plenty of really talented individuals. There's no doubt about it that Georgia has the guys capable of pushing you off the ball, protecting the quarterback. They just got to be doing a better job and maybe even coach better to go out there and execute at the level needed to get Georgia where they need to get to. And for Tim Banks, like, I would use advantage this week. Like, if I'm any DC and I've seen the struggles of Georgia's offensive line, the struggles of Gunner this week, I would not sit back at all. I would be aggressive. I would say, you know what, if we're going to lose this game, we're going to lose this game because Gunnar actually threw the ball down the field and they won some one-on-ones. Because I like Colby. I like what I saw on tape from Noah Thomas a year ago. They're big receivers, and obviously Branch is a quick guy you can put in the slot. But Georgia has not shown to me in 2 games that, hey, we'll just take a 5-step drop from under center or a 3-step drop from gun, 1 hitch, and just throw a go ball. And who is that guy for Georgia? And until they do that a couple times, to where you're kind of like, okay, maybe we got to play a little bit off. Okay, we got to play a little bit more shell. Man, I'm going to put dudes in the box, especially because, I would think, too, from a Georgia perspective, you saw Gunnar run a lot in week 1. You saw what he could do with his legs. The last thing you want for Tennessee in their defense is to say, hey, we're going to, put more guys in the secondary. We're not going to put pressure and allow Gunnar to kind of just run the ball over and over and over again. Because I think from a confidence standpoint, from a quarterback, I think that is where he's more confident right now. I think his confidence lies in his legs and his ability to run the football. You take that away early in the game and force him to say, like, oh my God, I can't run it. I gotta win this game as a passer. I think you put him in an uncomfortable position, and that's a major win for that defense.
Matt Dixon, jump in here, TGMD, along with the great Aaron Murray.
Yeah, Aaron, I want to kind of expand on Stockton and just what he's going to face, the challenges of coming in the Neyland Stadium. It should be a really hostile environment. I think 2013, you were the quarterback of that game, and that was a really great crowd. There was, I think, a block punt that got the crowd going. Like, what are the challenges that Stockton's going to face with the communication, just everything that goes into it, and especially being his first, true road start, just what challenges is he going to face with the crowd on Saturday?
Boy, it is a nightmare. I mean, going back to that 2013 game, I remember we were backed up, and I am screaming at the top of my lungs to get a play out of the huddle, and no one could still hear me. It's the most intimidating place in the SEC. I love playing there. I remember driving up to that stadium for the first time and being like, oh my God, this is like the Roman Coliseum on steroids. This place is unfreaking believable. And it was just so much fun to be able to play there. Experience it as a redshirt guy. My freshman year we lost, and then to go there, and then obviously that game in 13, to come back, to go to overtime and win it was one of my more favorite memories as a Georgia Bulldog. But it was difficult. It's hard to communicate, which puts you always behind. I think that's the one thing. You always feel like you're in a rush, because you're trying to get the play call. You're trying to get it communicated to the offensive line. You're trying to get it communicated to the receivers. You're trying to motion this guy. Then you're trying to then you forget. I haven't even looked at the defense. I haven't even seen, what are they presenting me? Where are the safeties? Is there a defender in the A gap, which is indicating maybe there's a pressure from that side of the field? Where are the linebackers lined up? Is there a gap where a safety may be coming inside? So all these things where you're at home and it's calm and you can get to the line of scrimmage and you can dissect the defense and not have to worry about all the communication, you feel like you can just play. You know what's going on more. I think you're reacting more on the road because, like I said, you don't have and you're not awarded the same kind of time because you're dealing with all the chaos essentially pre-snap, to where you're just like, oh my God, what did Tim Banks just do? What kind of blitz did he just bring? So I think that's going to be the hard part of a guy that's never really truly experienced being on a road like that, of understanding I have to be so much faster with getting the play out of my mouth, getting to the line of scrimmage, getting the big boys to get their butt to the line of scrimmage. That's the hard part too. Those dudes are tired up front. And you're like, guys, get your butt up there. We got 15 seconds. I still got to figure out what the hell they're presenting me. I still got to motion our receiver from one side of the field to the other. So it is such a sense of urgency. You got to be able to get going and then kind of get that second to just catch your breath, see what's going on, set hut, and then go. And obviously that's easier said than done when that play clock is ticking 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So, I'm really interested to see early on this game, do they go a little bit more tempo to allow him time to get, more time at the line of scrimmage to see what's going on? How easy are the plays where it's less worried about what they're doing, more worried about what I need to do as a quarterback? And then obviously when is he snapping the football? Does Georgia have any one full starts or two delay of games to where it's all just happening a little bit too fast for him?
Do they let him use his legs early to kind of let him grow into the game? You know, it was said about Texas when they played at Ohio State, and again, similar type of atmosphere, similar type of unknown, early in the season game. Got to let a quarterback every once in a while kind of run around just to sort of grow into a game. Do you think they do that?
I would think so too. And I thought about crowd noise and the craziness. One, for an athletic quarterback, getting going, running the football kind of calms you down a little bit. You get hit, you feel like you're part of the game. But two, I always feel like when it comes to crowd noise, it's always the crowd. It's the loudest to start a drive and to end the drive. Once you get a first down, it starts to get a little bit quieter. Once you get 2 first downs, it goes down significantly. And then it doesn't really pick up again usually until you get to, in the red zone, then the fans start getting going again, or if it's a third down at some point during the drive. So, if you're able to use Gunner's legs on first and second down, get a first down, quiet the crowd a little bit, get his juices going, and then, get another first down or another good first down play, I think you have to get in rhythm. But if you are behind the chains because you're trying to throw the football, or you get stuffed in a normal run play and you continue to feed into that crowd, it's going to be more difficult. So I'm with you. Like, I think he's more comfortable running, like I alluded to. I think it gets him a part of the game. I think it adds numbers in the box, and hopefully gets you a couple easy first downs or at least conversions to where he can just kind of manage the crowd noise a little bit, get guys organized on offense, and then hopefully continue to, not continue, but to maybe execute a little bit more in the passing game, which we haven't seen.
Hey, Aaron, from Tennessee's perspective, they've sort of they're not going with the wider splits. They're sort of attacking the middle of the field. That's been a little wrinkle they've added. Also, throwing the ball to the backs, using a little bit more of a screen game. They've kind of added that little wrinkle as well. Your thoughts on the evolution of the Heupel offense, and what chances, if it maybe augments Tennessee's chances to win this game on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, you saw it from Joey from I think it was the first play against Syracuse, the little play action. He threw that little short, drag route, middle drag about 10 yards over the middle of the field for the completion. He had a couple other ones in that Syracuse game where, he's taking a drop. There was like a 15-yarder that's like a deep curl in the middle, a couple of those other glance routes over the middle of the field. So, it's hard to do, especially for a quarterback that hasn't been in the system, or for Georgia's standpoint, a quarterback that hasn't played a lot of football. It's easy to throw the outside. You can see what's going on. You know what's going on pre-snap. You're not worried about so much post-snap. It's kind of like grip it and rip it, where throwing over the middle of the field, you're kind of, especially if you're play action, you're like, okay, did that guy truly drop? Who's replacing? Is there a safety coming down? Maybe I lost vision real quick. I got to get up and over a 6'5" offensive lineman, and defensive linemen are putting their hands in the air. So, a lot of quarterbacks who haven't played a lot, like I said, or played in a system are a little bit gun-shy to throw the ball over the middle of the field. But there's massive gaps, though. If you do have that confidence, there's so many more things you can do creatively from a play caller standpoint to really put a defense on edge a little bit. So I have been impressed with Joey's willingness to throw it over the middle, his accuracy throwing over the middle, finding those windows, utilizing the play action pass to get those linebackers to push up just a little bit in order to get the ball up and down. So I think it has been, like you alluded to, a nice little wrinkle to where you are so used to just seeing Tennessee spread you out, look for a light box, throw it to the outside or run it. And now all of a sudden you're like, okay, well now we have to worry about the middle of the field too. So it's opened the field up a little bit more, but you have to have a quarterback that's willing to take those shots. It seems like Joey feels really good about it.
From your perspective, where's Georgia most susceptible if you're going to attack them defensively?
Ooh, man, I still think they're young in the secondary. I know that Everett's played a lot of football on the outside. But I mean, you lost a few guys to the draft last year that were really, really good. So, Joey or Aguero at the nickel position, obviously a highly recruited guy that's played some, really high potential, but hasn't played a lot of football. So I still think if you looked even in years past, even when Georgia was their best defensively, teams that could throw the football and throw the ball vertically gave them fits. Think back to Alabama. Think to Ohio State. Those teams that had good quarterback play and good receivers that weren't afraid to throw it on the outside or even up the middle gave those guys fits. So I would still, if you can protect, if you can throw the football, it's hard to have 3 or 4 good DBs that you can trust that can win over and over again. If you have a quarterback that knows what's going on, that can find his matchup, that can be accurate with the football, every defense will be susceptible, even the great Georgia defenses that won national championships. So I would still say, can you test the use of this secondary? Can you find some one-on-ones and create some explosive plays? Because any great defense will take, hey, run the football, run the football, run the football. We'll give up a 15-play drive with all these quick hitches to the outside and running the football, and we know our defense is good enough to where you get in the red zone, we'll buckle up and force you to make a mistake or force you to a field goal. You have to be willing to hit explosive plays. Like I said, they're young, but they're still too talented to think that you're going to have 10-plus play drives over and over again and think you're going to have success and score a bunch of points.
How many shots do you think Tennessee will take, Aaron, in this game?
More than Georgia, I think.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, that's because it's part of what they do, right? They've got to go out there and be themselves, right?
More than what Georgia will.
Yeah,
but I think there's more trust in Aguilar to complete those throws. So I don't think you need to throw one per possession. If that's the case, and we saying shots are 20, 25 plus yards down the field, I would say at least 5 to 7 in the game. I would like to see. So maybe 1 to 2 per quarter.
Yeah.
Just to take some opportunities to see if you can, flip the field position or get it explosive and put Georgia on their heels.
And if you hit a couple, you kind of can alter the game. And if you throw a pick, I mean, it's a punt. So, to some extent, exactly. It is what it is, right? It's very, to me, it's like,
but you have to have that mentality at certain field possessions. You can't just say, okay, we're starting on a drive on a 20-25, let's call a shot, and it's an interception. Now Georgia has the ball at the 40. It's a punt, but you're still giving Georgia great field position. Where you're at the 40-yard line, and it's a third and medium, and you take a shot on a post route, and it's an interception at the opposing 20. That's a punt, and you really don't flip the field. So it depends on where in the field you want to take a shot, knowing that if this is a little bit of a risky spot, we're not giving Georgia and their offense good field position.
Aaron, it's incredible spending some time with you. I love games like this because it just sort of brings out the best in everything that we love about college football, Southeastern Conference football. Share with the listener where they can find you, and it's been great kind of going inside your mind here on this one. Yeah,
I appreciate it. You can find me on social media at Aaron Murray 11 everywhere. Then I do a show with a guy named Eric McLean. Won a couple national championships, All-American offensive lineman at Clemson. It's called the Mac and Murray College Football Show. We do a lot of breakdowns too of game clips, and I obviously do more of the quarterback breakdowns. I did one on Joey through the first 2 games. So if you want to kind of get the all 22 of quarterback play, go check that out at our YouTube channel. And then working for ESPN, I'll be on the call for Duke Tulane this Saturday night on E2.
Nice.
Which should be a great one. Mensa heading back to Tulane. So I'm excited to cover that game.
Duke's got a salty ball club, do they not?
They do. I know everyone said it. I mean, I prepared for that game last week to talk about it on shows and then watching it. I mean, you can't turn the ball over 5 times. You can't have 2 number 8s on the field to start the third quarter as you're returning a punt. But I like the defense. They can get after you. Obviously, Manny Diaz is a tremendous defensive mind. Mensa, they got speed. I think that's the one thing that Duke has this year. It's like, whoa, receivers, running back, they got dudes that can fly.
Oh, no, right.
But Tulane's still good defensively, and they got a pretty good quarterback, the kid from BYU. So should be a good matchup.
They literally, though, imploded with Illinois last week. And Illinois walked through the open door. You cannot do that. With a veteran team and a veteran quarterback, you can't do that. You're not going to live to tell about it. So, great talking to you, my man.
Should be a good weekend.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys. Have a great week, and enjoy the game this weekend.
My best to you, my brother. Thank you.
See ya.
Aaron Murray, one more time. AC, you and I were talking earlier in the week. He seems to lean toward this as well. There's a path where this game could be high scoring, the more you think about it.
Yeah, I think obviously it kind of depends on how much you take from those games early in the season. But there's definitely some concerning. There's some concerning signs from both defenses in the early part of the season. obviously, Syracuse was a lot more successful against Tennessee. I know they had some backups in and things like that, but just as far as total yards and yards per play, things like that, they were a lot more successful against Tennessee than they were UConn. ETSU obviously scored some points on Tennessee. Just some of the underlying stuff's a little bit alarming on Tennessee, but even more so, I think, with Georgia compared to kind of how some of the models projected them coming into the year. I think, we see what happened with the Tennessee line, how it's gone from 7.5 all summer down to around a little bit around 4, whatever it is, this morning. But I don't think that's really about Tennessee, because the Alabama line, they play Alabama in 2 weeks down there, and that line has gone from 7.5 down to 4.5. And obviously we know what Alabama looked like in week 1. So that kind of shows you that a lot of the models, I think, have really downgraded Georgia's defense. And I think there's some cause for concern with Georgia on the defensive side of the ball, at least with the numbers. So it'll be interesting to see. I do think that both offenses will have a chance. We'll see. The quarterback play is obviously a little bit more of a question mark than it's enough of a question mark to be able to question whether the offenses will be able to produce. But I think with good quarterback play on both sides, both teams should be able to move the ball and score. And I think that this game will be played, maybe first 1 to 30, something like that wins. And I know a lot of people are kind of talking about the defenses, and it'll be hard to score. And I know Heupel's had a hard time scoring on Kirby, but based on what we've seen so far and just the talent and the schemes and things like that, I do think there's really a path where both offenses have a lot of chances to succeed against these defenses, especially with the injuries for Tennessee in the back end too.
Hey, Matt, the belief is that Tennessee may be able to hit some passes on these guys. Aaron Murray said that secondary is a concern, which is kind of an interesting little sidebar to this thing.
Yeah, and that's just what Tennessee hasn't done. I mean, they just have not had a vertical passing game against Georgia, whether that's playing the guys deep and are just controlling the line of scrimmage up front with a light box. Tennessee just hasn't had success downfield, and that's what you have to do to score points on a Kirby defense. It was the thing against Saban's defenses. They put their guys in one-on-one spots a lot, and you have to have guys win those matchups downfield to ultimately have success. So it's certainly what Tennessee will need to do. Aguilar's not going to be afraid to take those shots if he's got time to throw. No, it's going to be really fascinating. Aguilar's got to outplay Stockton, obviously, maybe by a considerable bit, but I do think Tennessee has a much wider path to victory in this matchup this year than they have in years past, which is good. There's always the chance that Stockton kind of implodes in the environment. I wouldn't bank on that, but I'm not sure how much they're going to ask him to do either. So I do think his legs could be a factor, and Tennessee has been so conservative. My concern is that maybe they're over-aggressive and run themselves out of plays up front and allow Stockton to get first downs and yards on the ground in key spots. But it should be a lot of fun. It's a very intriguing matchup that the home crowd can play a huge factor in.
I love it. I mean, my thing is, honestly, I had the Vols penned in for a loss in this thing, and I've gotten those of you that are old enough to remember, I got my whiteout out. And I don't mean like Penn State whiteout. I'm talking about I've brushed over that now. So we're going to see what the result is on Saturday. This is an anything can happen game. Any result can happen. Tennessee rolls them. Georgia rolls them. Close game win Georgia. Close game Tennessee. Low scoring game. I believe that. High scoring game. I could kind of believe that. Because I do think the Vols are going to take shots. We'll continue to unpack it as we continue. Number one on the other side after this.
Whether it's baseball, football, softball, church groups, or schools, if you're raising money, do it with locally roasted Grade A Grounds coffee. I'm Billy Miller, a Vol alum and Knoxville native. You keep 40% of sales, and we donate 5% back to our East Tennessee community. Get started today by visiting our website at gradeagrounds.com.
Score a TD every time with T3 Vodka. T3 is Tennessee's premium vodka, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. T3 Vodka is taking the Volunteer State by storm. T3 Vodka, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains, where quality isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. Filtered 10 times and 80 proof, T3 Vodka delivers a smoothness that's unmatched. This dedication to excellence has already earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades. T3 is a 5-time gold medal winning vodka and the 2025 SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner. Whether you're sipping it neat or on the rocks or mixing up your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka is your choice for a premium, award-winning experience. Score a T3 TD and ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right. Drink T3 Vodka and score a touchdown every time. T3, Tennessee's premium vodka. Distributed by Athens Distributing Company. Please drink responsibly. Basilio here. No one does it like Alumni Hall. I'm here to tell you, living Vol fan, only one place. That's the best place to shop for Tennessee gear, and that's Alumni Hall. The best and largest selection of Tennessee apparel for the whole family. Top brands like Nike and Champion, Columbia, Peter Millar. Load up on hats, accessories, Yeti, all your tailgating necessities. Download the Alumni Hall app, click account, and it'll tell you how much Hall cash you've earned. You earn $10 in rewards for every $150 you spend. Alumni Hall, with physical locations in Murfreesboro, Bristol, and 3 locations in Knoxville, now open in Johnson City. Pop into Alumni Hall and get ready and tell them Tony B sent you.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm gonna hop online and I'm gonna get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
Yeah, it's another day, but what kind of day is it really? A day of doom scrolling? Laundry day? Nah, it's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold way filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. So grab a pack, grab your friends. Make the most of each day with those who matter most. When you're together with White Claw, every day is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You just gotta grab it. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Bow thy head, ladies and gentlemen, when you say thy name, because one of us is number one right now. One of us is number one on here. And every once in a while, when I'm in traffic and people will recognize who I am, I'll get the number one sign from people. But they don't. But they're not trying to tell me I'm number one like the great Joe Kurt and the Lady Vols. Unscored upon, number one in America right now. Hey, Coach, we had you on to celebrate the North Carolina win a couple weeks back. Like, you had no idea this was coming, right?
No, it's nothing. It's not something we talk about. It's just people taking notice of what we're doing because we're doing things pretty well, and it's nice to be recognized. But we got a lot of work yet to do. But it's nice to be recognized, and we're going to keep going and keep getting better.
I was talking to Joe off the air. You know that they've taken down a couple of the signature names in the sport. I mean, names where for them this is how you measure yourself. North Carolina early on, and then UCLA there. I'm watching the UCLA game from your perspective, because they kept waiting for their run to happen, and you guys sort of negated that. Which of those games was more surprising to you? Which result?
I mean, that's a great question. Obviously, we had a 0-0 draw last fall here with UCLA, so we knew that. Obviously, going there is a really tough place to play. They maybe dropped 3 games in 5 years at their place, so it's a really hard place to play, and we knew that. Obviously, we played Carolina in the spring, and that was a 0-0 draw, so we knew we could play with them. So I don't know if either of them are surprising. We knew they were going to be really challenging games because they're 2 of the best programs perennially in the country. But we know we're right there, and you got to take your opportunities when they come, and we did exactly that on both those occasions. So, I don't know if they're surprised, but you got to go play the game and see where you end up, and did a good job in both those.
Joe, you were telling me off the air that the Southeastern Conference, because it's kind of like this in football, that these teams begin playing each other this weekend, and then you kind of find out what you have, what's real. How difficult is the league, say, compared to the last couple of years?
Yeah, I think it's like every sport in our league. It continues to get better and better, and I think soccer is no different. Obviously, the dominance we have in football, certainly basketball, baseball, softball, it continues to grow in soccer. The support that we have here at Tennessee and all throughout the SEC is going to attract the best athletes from around the country, and we've got great coaches and great players in our league, as we do in really all of our sports. So it's getting more and more challenging. Every game is a battle. It's a fight. It's a challenge. Home, away, doesn't matter. There's no cupcakes. There's no gimmies. There's no nothing in our league. It's unforgiving and challenging, and what makes it so fun and amazing to be a part of and to watch.
You and I were talking off the air. There's such a tremendous soccer culture here locally. And, tremendous youth stuff that goes on, tremendous interest in the sport. How much does you capturing this number 1 ranking and, capturing the flag, how important is it just from your perspective in terms of just the greater growth going forward of your program and what you've built here?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously what Bearden's done on the women's side and the high school level, and what One Knox is doing on a professional level, and what we're doing, hopefully it just shows the community what we can do here from a soccer perspective. And I think, obviously what we're doing, it confirms and affirms kind of how we've gone about in building this. And it doesn't just happen overnight. It does take time to have the success we're having. We've got a group of players that have been fully committed to what we are doing.
Yep.
They've worked incredibly hard at it. There's no substitute for just continuing to do what you do each and every day at a little bit better than you did it the day before. And, I think to see the success we've had, I'm really happy for our players because of the investment that they've put in, the belief they've shown in us and in one another. That's exciting for them and what we're doing. And, it's a good thing. We got to keep going. It's where we are right now. It doesn't matter where we are right now. It's November, December, what matters.
Well, what's interesting, right? Like a quirk of fate, you guys are number 1, and it's a shame you can't get your flowers, now at home. You got to go on the road because that's the way the schedule lays out. And so Mississippi State, it's a 7 o'clock Eastern time start on ESPNU if you want to catch the gals. And then at Missouri, and if you can get through that and get home with LSU, Coach, with that unbeaten streak intact, imagine how remarkable the atmosphere is on that 2 o'clock Sunday game on September 21.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're spot on there. We got some work to do before we get to 10 days from now. But no, I think that our fans out at Regal, I mean, we had 4,000 there for Georgia Southern, and they made it really.
That's pretty remarkable. Go ahead. Yeah, I'm sorry. We lost you there for a second. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. It's just having 4,000 over at Regal last Sunday against Georgia Southern. I mean, would like to get up to 5 if we can for LSU on a really hopefully nice Sunday afternoon here in 10 days. But no, I think it's really exciting for our program. Hopefully for our fans and the community here. think we've got a really fun and attractive style of play, and hopefully one that will continue to win us some games. And obviously, if you like defending, we do a pretty good job of that too.
You could say that. They've kind of taken on your personality, haven't they?
I mean, yeah, they're stingy and they don't like giving up goals, and we haven't done really any of that this year. So we know eventually that's going to come to an end. That's just the reality of the sport. But we're going to do our damnedest to make sure it doesn't happen anytime soon.
Hey, Coach, I really appreciate you joining us. And, man, you're on a campus where everything is just kind of going great guns right now. And I hear talking to different athletes and different coaches that there's a spirit of collegiality across the whole campus. Winning is contagious, isn't it?
Wholeheartedly agree. I think it is, and it's exciting, and it feeds off one another, and whether it's our staff, our athletes, all of it. And it's what we're all here to do. We love doing it. We're going to do it as often as we can, and we're all competitive by nature, and we all want to win, and we want to do it at the highest level, and this is the place to do it. We love what our fans bring. They only help with that. So it's a really fun place to be. We love it. Love being a part of it, and want to see it get done on certainly tomorrow night at Mississippi State, and then back in Neyland on Saturday too would be a nice way to start the weekend.
Yeah, get it done and start Vegas, and then we look forward to having you guys back and documenting this journey in 2025, where the Lady Vols right now are number 1 in America. Say it loud and say it proud. Coach, anything else you'd care to add here on the way out? Great having you.
No, for anybody that's not looking for anything to do next Sunday, we'd love to have you out at Regal. I know it's a fun environment. It's a great place to be, and just appreciate the support. I know our players love it and need it from Vol Nation, but we're gonna keep doing our best to win some games, and would love for you to come out and see it, be a part of it.
Thank you, brother. Great. Hey, great talking to you. Good luck down there.
Likewise. Thanks.
All right. The great Joe Kurt one more time. Also, shout out to my friends over at FC Alliance who grow the game here. They've got some players in that program that are very successful, part of what the Lady Vols are doing. So Kristen Clement's kids are over there, which is pretty exciting. We're going to be joined coming up, Bry, by the head coach, another local boy made good, the head coach of none other than Austin Peay. Yes, Bry?
Yes. Yeah, and he was a Knoxville Catholic. Jeff Ferris, he's a Knoxville Catholic graduate.
It's a great story.
And was an assistant coach at Duke with David Cutcliffe from
great
2012
story.
to 2021.
Great story.
And I'm sure Gerald Harrison hooked him up with the Austin Peay head coaching job.
Well,
so he's a local kid, done really good.
Yeah, they rocked. Listen. And they rocked MTSU's world, because what would life be? What would life be without it? What would life be without our radios? We come back. Jeff Ferris joins, Austin Peay's coach. We get a scouting report on Georgia from him, and then we take your calls in hour 2. It's all ahead after this.
Problem tree looming over your home? Call ECR Total Landscapes. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, our certified pros get the job done safely and efficiently. We're licensed, insured, and ready 24/7 for emergency calls. Big or small, we cut them all. ECR Total Landscapes. Call now for a free estimate, 865-384-2012, and mention promo code FANRUN for free stump grinding on any tree removal now through the end of the year. Also, visit us at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Basilio here for Budget Transmissions. TGMD, the great Matt Dixon, took his Ford Escape to budget, and like our gold bullet back in the day, it was a total mess. And now, Matt's back in the game. He's got a new transmission, axle, wheel bearing, both radiator hoses, engine mounts, coolant hoses. I mean, his Ford Escape was about to escape to the junkyard, but he didn't begrudge it. He took it to budget, and now he's on his way back to Omaha. Budget Transmissions, over 30 years in business, conveniently located in Bearden. All extended service contracts are honored. A gold certified Repair Pal member. 865-584 865-584-4391. 865-584-4391. Budget Transmissions. Don't begrudge it. Take it. It's a budget.
Hey there, Basilio family. Jennifer Morris here with Keller Williams Realty. The countdown to fall football is on. Is your fall plan missing the perfect home to watch the Vols make another playoff run? If a new view is on your game day checklist, I'm ready to help you find it. Don't wait until kickoff. Give me a call today at 865-694-5904 or visit my website at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Josh Collins at Collins Insurance Agency. At Collins Insurance, we strive to ensure our customers receive better coverage along with bigger savings. Our community is important to us. We want to provide exceptional service to our customers. Anybody can provide great rates, great coverage, but can you also get great service? And hey, don't just take my word for it.
What's up, everybody? Zakai Ziegler here. My family turns to Collins Insurance Agency for the best service, coverage, and price.
So don't just go online and get some random insurance. Experience the Collins Insurance difference.
Like he said, experience the Collins Insurance difference. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. And hey, their Mama Zizi approved. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. Thank you to Josh Collins and Zizi.
One more thing, Tony. Go Vols.
I'm going to get fired up and focused and prepared here for hour number 2, and here it comes right at you on your radio.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
I'm going to bring a guy on right now and celebrate with him because, well, the start that Jeff Ferris is off to at Austin Peay deserves celebrating. They go to MTSU, begin the year, and rock their world, and then play Georgia off their feet over the weekend. And here's the thing about Jeff. Jeff's a guy I've followed since he was at Catholic high school, and then he went on and coached with David Cutcliffe at Duke. Then he went on to UCLA, and Jeff Ferris, welcome in, man. I hope you're well.
Tony, I am honored. I was calling in to celebrate you. And, man, it's great to be with you. I couldn't be more excited. Let's talk some ball, man.
Well, you and I were talking off the air. I love, and I've got listeners, that call in from the Clarksville area, and I always tell them, I think that is like a really cool little jewel, like an underrated place in our great state of Tennessee.
I agree 100%. When I was being recruited out of Knox Catholic, Austin Peay is not what it is today. And that's a credit to Dr. Licari, the coaches before me, the administration. And, come here on an interview. I was recruiting a transfer at Notre Dame. I drive down. I'm at UCLA at the time. And I didn't know what to expect. And my wife happened to be in Clinton. And I was like, babe, we like it. I may have you come see it. And halfway through the interview, I'd seen downtown. I'd seen F&M and Brank Arena. I'd seen the campus. I'm like, honey, you want to check this place out. Why don't you meet me? I don't know what time we're going to get done. Why don't you hang around, drive around, see what you think. But I love this place. And, the buildings are great, Tony, but the community support has been unlike anything I've ever seen. And I've been good places. But never in my career have I been asked, what can I do to help more than having Clarksville, Tennessee? And, we kind of inherited a challenging situation with previous coach having great success and leaving and an empty locker room. And you know what? These players, our assistant coaches, and most importantly, this community never flinched.
So how do you find your kids? Like from your deal, right? That coach leaves. This is what happens now at that level. Everybody comes and raids he takes a bunch of the kids, or the vultures come in and they take all the kids, and you're sort of left there going, okay, what the hell am I going to do? So how do you find players, Jeff?
Yeah, we turn over every stone. It could be an old buddy from Knox Catholic. Hey, I got a guy. We're going to watch them and evaluate them. And our best players, our starting quarterback happens to be from Mississippi State, but some of our other best players are Division II bounce ups. We got a kid from Faulkner in Alabama who's NAIA school. So, we will evaluate every single player, and if you can play, regardless of level. And what we do, and I think we've done a great job. It's really our assistant coaching staff. By the way, Tony, I get to work with George Quarles every day. Is there anybody in the world more fortunate or lucky than me?
Bow thy head, man. Bow thy head.
He's the absolute best. But our staff has done an unbelievable job of identifying kids that love football and want to be here for the right reasons. You talk about vultures and in this new era of NIL and transfer portal, I'm happy we're not the highest bidder. to be honest with you, because the kids that come here are coming here for reasons other than that, because they love it. They want people to take a chance on them. They want to be invested, people to invest in them and help them develop. And I learned this from Coach Cutt. I learned this from Coach Kelly. We want to be the best developmental program in college football.
Well, listen, man, I'm like 58 years old with a bad back, okay? And you got me wanting to run my head through the quarter panel
Come on, baby.
of my car outside
and we have our
right now.
opening game Saturday in the 4th. You could come tailgate with us, watch Tennessee, Georgia, and then come to a packed out, it's a red out, Tony, in Forterra Stadium. And I will tell you, I have a ton of respect for my friends in Knoxville. This is the best environment in our state, West
God, I love you, man. I mean, let's sell, baby, sell, baby, sell. I'm
Come
for
see
it.
Baby.
I will say this. Down through the years, we've always had coaches on at your level because I've celebrated the fact that I love the end-of-the-year tournament, and you said it. There have always been very good players at that level, and maybe they're a tick smaller, maybe they're this, maybe they're that. But I'll tell you this. You get in that tournament at the end of the year, which you guys are in kind of a challenging league that you have, and
this is the SEC of FCS.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
It's
I mean,
the
the
UAC,
Tarleton
baby.
States of the world and the West Georgias of the world, and you don't sleep on these folks. But here's the thing: that is a great brand of football with very good coaching, with excellent kids. I mean, I want to recommend that. People listening to me in Clarksville, give these guys a shot, man. It's a great brand of ball.
It sure is. Tony, I appreciate that.
Let me ask you something.
Go ahead.
Knoxville kid, the opportunity to do something like that, could you have ever foreseen the way this was going to unfold for you?
Never. I'm so fortunate. And, the amount of people that poured into me at a young age, that, I'm not very smart, but I was smart enough to listen to enough of it, I guess. Coach Jake Harrison, when I was young, I was a baseball player. I wasn't very good, was a neighborhood baseball coach who was actually a physician, but he would rather be called coach than physician because he has no ego. He's humble. And that just left a mark on me. Man, this guy went to med school. He's a surgeon, but would rather be called coach. Maybe what that guy's doing to me and other people on this team has a real impact. Then I go play for Coach Cutt at Duke.
Wow.
And, I go there, and my parents want me to be a doctor. You're going to Duke University. It's a great school. And I promised them, I was like, I'm going to have my mind open, to do, whatever for 2 years. That was what I had to promise my dad. And I don't know if I've ever lied to my dad other than that, but I played for Cutt, and I want to do nothing else. I saw the difference he made in my life, and I was like, man, if I could have, just a small part, make half the impact that he's made on me, on these other guys, golly, that's a life worth living. And then, to be able to go work for Coach Kelly, Coach Kelly's brilliant in the offensive mind, and, he's maybe one of the best to ever do it, as is Cutt. But the one thing people don't know until you get to know him is he is an unbelievable developer of talent, and he pours everything into those players. And I think that's why, we overachieved at UCLA. He's as good as they come. And what he did for me and my family in our 2 years at UCLA, he is the absolute best too. So I've been extremely, extremely fortunate. Dickie Soprack at Knox Catholic, Coach Branson, Jason Surlis, all those guys.
Shout them out, man.
I've had a lot of great mentors.
The thing about David Cutcliffe that always stuck with me is I saw the impact he had on Philip Fulmer's program, when he was here and then when he left and then when he came back. And that's obvious, right? But the thing that always stuck out about him to me is you want to talk about somebody that has the utmost of character in a business where guys will peel off coordinators to buy themselves more time. He was told at Ole Miss, either you get rid of these coaches or you go, and he said, fire me. How many people in your profession would ever do that?
He's one in a million.
You got it, brother. You got it, brother.
There's nobody like Coach Cutt. And, that's just one example. And I was fortunate. I played for him 08 to 11 and then coached under him from 12 to 21. And you saw things like that every day. He knows everybody in the building's name. He makes the janitor feel like the most important person in the world.
Yep.
I remember as a player, I'd go to Mass on Sunday. We go to the same church, and he would stop, and I know he watches more film than anybody else on earth, and talk to me, hey, how's your family doing? I'm a true freshman. I'm happy he knows my name. But he made me feel like the most important person in the world. And, what a great example to have at a young age.
Oh, listen. And then the whole Chip Kelly thing, I mean, you're out there at UCLA, you talk about the vultures, they're running out of money. I mean, that's a tough deal now. And
sure is.
You were there during that. And it's like, we're holding this thing together with duct tape and baling wire. And I don't think people realize how tough that gig is right now, man. That's a tough gig out there.
Tony, think about the year 2022. We beat, I'm going to get this order wrong. On a Friday night, we beat Washington with Trent Penix, Roma Dunze, all those guys. On a Friday night, they go to the Alamo Bowl maybe. The next year they win that championship. Okay, beat them on a Friday. The next week we beat Utah, and then we're playing Oregon on College game day. It's a top 10 matchup. And you can only imagine the difference in budgets at that time.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, he did an unbelievable job.
I mean, it's like, it's crazy. All right, answer me this, because we're getting ready for this Georgia game here, and I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out what Georgia has, what they don't have, from your perspective, because I know you're intimately familiar with executing at this level and all this stuff. Give me your sense of Georgia's team coming into this game.
Yeah, I had was fortunate because it's our second game, right? So you're not going to get too much out of their Marshall game. So all offseason, we studied MTSU, we studied Georgia, and we studied Morehead State. Because by the time you play your fourth opponent, they've already played 3 games, and you can watch their previous year, but you got to have a good idea who they're going to be. So anytime, learn this from cut. The first thing you watch is their field goal block team. Like, what are they made of? They just give a touchdown. What's the culture of their program? Man, do they play hard. And, as you watch special teams, offense, defense, most opponents that we play, you start to see something, you'll take a note, like maybe they're vulnerable here. Let's see if this is consistent. All right, keep watching. Here's something else, so maybe able to attack them. Here's a mismatch. I think we're really good at this position. They look like they're average, whatever it may be. And the more tape you watch on Georgia, you're like, man, I don't know if there's many. And I think credit Coach Smart, the volume of offense, defense, especially teams that they carry, and to play as hard as they do, is pretty amazing. And the job that he's done. And I think it's going to be an unbelievable showdown. And as you look at it, one of the most interesting parts to me, Tony, is you've got 2 quarterbacks. And I know Tennessee's quarterback has experience, but that are playing in the SEC really for the first time. I know Stockton started a game last year. And then, with Tennessee, he just got here. What a great challenge. What a great opportunity to be on Neyland Stadium for a matchup of these kind of proportions. And then I think their defense is so talented, creating explosive plays with Tennessee's offense. I know Coach Hype knows a thing or two about that, and it's as good as they come. But that's going to be the explosive play battle, and he'll be everything. And then, Zachariah Branch for Georgia as a return man and a receiver. We played him when I was at UCLA. I was doing punt, and he was a punt returner. I didn't sleep for a whole week. But to limit his plays, I mean, that guy is dynamic. And, kind of keeping him in check, winning the special team battle, I think will be critical.
He's like Deshaun Jackson-esque. I mean, some of those guys.
That is a great comparison.
They look like they're being controlled by a joystick. I mean, it doesn't look real.
I mean, they get to first of all, their top speed's like 23 miles an hour, and
crazy.
They get to it in one step.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable. So yeah, that was a unique challenge. But I'm excited. I won't get a chance to watch too much of it, but
yeah, you got your red out.
It's a huge battle.
Jeff Ferris, Austin Peay. Let me ask you this about their club, because what they're saying is they struggle with their offensive line, and they did against you guys. So you guys were able to kind of exploit that and make heat the quarterback up a little bit. Is that a fair thing to say about them?
Yeah, I think they're a little beat up on the offensive line. They've had some shuffling. That's always hard. I think with any team early in the season, the continuity, you want those 5 guys, if possible, and if you stay healthy, to have played together 100 snaps, 200 snaps, because all the things that happen to them happen so fast. If I'm a receiver, when they change coverage, those guys that are moving away from me are 10 feet, 10 yards away. When those guys move up front, it's a foot in front of my face. And I think our defensive staff did an unbelievable job, starting with Greg Jones, and we played tremendously hard and found a way to kind of, maybe keep them a little bit off balance. But I think, they've got all the ability in the world. I think Stacey Searles is as good of an offensive line coach as there is in college football.
Yes.
That's going to be a big-time battle.
You know, the other thing about Georgia when I think about them, and I want just your perspective having just played them, man, they do not waste time. They get people on the ground. They tackle like an NFL team, it looks like to me.
They sure do. And it's like, do they tackle every day? I asked that question to a buddy of mine that worked with at Duke. Like, they must tackle every day. I don't know if they tackle every day, but it is coached. And to be an elite tackler, part of it is being an elite athlete. To get guys on around and have the athleticism to bring your feet, wrap up, and have the strength to get it done. So part of that's recruiting, part of it's coaching. But I agree, there were not many missed tackles Saturday when we played them in Athens.
No, and you guys had space. It's like, here it comes. Here comes a corner. They get you right on the ground. It's like, wow. Like, whoa. You don't see that in the collegiate level. You just don't.
No. And, we had a chance there. We're down in the fourth quarter. We've got first and goal. We scored touchdowns in one-score game in the fourth. And there were things that against anybody else, walk in. Against them, sure didn't.
Yeah. Hey, Coach, on the way out, shout your red out one more time out. Kickoff time, all that stuff. And let's get some people in your building.
6 p.m. Central, 7 o'clock Eastern, playing Moorhead State. It will be a red out. This is our first home game of the year. I appreciate the kind comments, Tony, but we're just getting started. And that's the message with my team. We've got a lot of getting better to do, and our guys, the way they've represented us, with the way they've worked, the community service hours, we had over 1,000 in the summer. In our GPA records that we're breaking here, I couldn't be more proud. So we're going to perform well Saturday and from a great environment. But I love you, Tony. I'm a huge fan. I really appreciate the time.
Oh, I'm proud of you, Jeff Ferris. Thanks, brother. Good talking to you.
All right, buddy.
Thanks. See, when you get to be old enough, kid like him's like, I remember you. I remember you, Basilio. AC, Georgia, that is one thing to watch Saturday, is they get you, that is what the metrics say too, right? They get you right on the ground. That's kind of their deal, right?
Yeah. No, it's a good point. They've struggled a little bit with pressure and then the back end, like Aaron talked about. But one thing that they've done, I know it's bad, kind of substandard competition, but if you compare it nationally, they're ninth in tackling, I believe, as far as fewest missed tackles by percentage. So, and that's something that's constant with Kirby. So it's not a surprise. And like Jeff said there, they're so athletic that's going to be a big help. But yeah, they really are good at tackling. And I think that's been kind of a big help when they've played Tennessee in the past. Tennessee likes to spread you out, get you in space, and Kirby Smart's teams are always really good at tackling in space and getting on the ground and not letting you, get that extra 3 or 4 yards and putting you in tough down and distances. So yeah, I think that was a good point. And for even some of the issues they've had on defense, they have not shown any kind of backslide or anything in terms of tackling. So that'll be something to watch. Can Tennessee make guys miss in the open field, or is it going to be kind of like the last 3 or 4 years where they win those one-on-one battles in space?
And Matt, that's my concern from Tennessee's perspective, is they complete a pass fine, but you got to get guys on the ground, man. And that's a little bit of a concern of mine, because in this matchup, they've been able to exploit and pull us out of position, Matt, to the point where you can't get them right on the ground.
Yeah, especially with the tight ends, they just move those guys pre-snap.
Yep.
And, I don't think Tennessee disguises a lot of what they do defensively, which is fine, but other teams can pick up on it and they can, kind of manipulate where your guys are at pre-snap, and it makes it really easy for the quarterback to know who to throw to. So no, that's a big thing. But yeah, that like C said, the open field tackling is key against a high-pull offense that spreads you out. A lot of those one-on-one stuff, linebackers, getting running backs down, like all that is really key. And Georgia's as good as anybody at doing that. They're really well coached defensively, and obviously when you have a bunch of 5 stars, it certainly helps also.
Hey, Matt, as you listen in, anything else come to your mind here, these conversations we've had with folks about the game thus far, as you prepare what you're going to write at tclub.team tomorrow? And your gamers are so good, man, when you go inside. Is there anything else before we go to our phones that you want to enter sort of in the discussion, food for thought here?
Not really. We've kind of touched on just about everything that we can talk about with the matchup. You know, there's that unknown with both teams, given the level of competition they've played, and it's just, you know, it's a game that Kirby Smart has his guys ready for every year, and they're just locked in. They always have a great game plan.
Oh yeah.
But usually it's late in the season, and usually it takes Georgia, you know, a month or so before they find their footing, especially offensively. So that is, again, an area that could play in Tennessee's favor, because Gunnar Stockton's the ultimate X factor in this game. And just based on the past couple of matchups, you know, Georgia's quarterbacks have been lights out in this game. And that can't happen for Tennessee to win on Saturday.
Now, every type of quarterback that we've seen has always risen to the occasion in this game. And their offensive schemes, Matt, have been very good. They've been on point in this game for whatever reason. I don't know whether Kirby triple circles it. The gentleman I was on with Chris Lee, we were talking about that, and I shared with him it looked like the game just means more to Kirby, and Brent Rollins was like, yeah, this matchup means an awful lot to Kirby Smart personally.
Kirby, but Mike Bobo's
and
their
Bobo.
OC. I mean, he was the quarterback during those years.
Yes.
Will Muschamp was on staff for a number of years there at Georgia, and really was kind of the guy that honed in on Tennessee's offense during that 22 season and developed that kind of game plan that really has been the blueprint. Because I remember when I was researching this like a year or two ago, and Kirby had talked about how Heupel really had a lot of success in one of the Missouri years against Georgia, and that Kirby kind of reevaluated how they defend these types of offenses based on that. So this is kind of like, you know, 10 years in the making of what they did offensively. But it goes back to Heupel kind of got the best of Kirby at Missouri. I mean, I think Georgia still won the game, but like they got into the 30s on them. And Kirby kind of reevaluated what they do defensively against those teams, and it's obviously paid off in a big way for them.
But Matt's right. You know, it all leads to this. There is a path where Georgia comes in here and implodes. Because I think, guys, as little as we know about both these teams, see, you said it earlier, I think we know more about the Vols than we do Georgia right now.
Yeah, and I think obviously the Syracuse game's a little bit of a higher level of competition than what Georgia's played. But I think the reason you would say you might know a little bit more about Tennessee is just because, and you've kind of talked about this too, the way Georgia approaches those games early in the season is just very difficult to get a handle on. You know, they've never covered. They always, no matter how good they are, whether the two teams they had that were kind of super teams did the same thing. But the one good thing is, if you believe in the trends and kind of how they go about things, usually that first road game in SEC play, it's hard to go from 0 to 100. So maybe it'll continue, and we'll get a performance from Georgia like we've seen when they've played, you know, Kentucky or Missouri. Some of these first SEC road games where they've kind of sleptwalked and barely won. But I don't know. We haven't really seen them play a signature game, I don't think, as this first game. So I don't know if they're going to be able to turn it all the way up. You would think that they probably can based on how Kirby's done in spots like this, but the hope would be that they can't do it and that the environment swallows them and all that. But it's just, there's so many unknowns, so many factors that I think it's just so unusual for a game of this profile that's not an actual opener. For both teams to have played two games and to know so little is really kind of unique, I think.
You can't keep using if you want to legitimize your program, you just can't keep using Kirby circles us every year, and it's an impossible task. You got to overcome that somehow. And does Tennessee have the team to overcome a coach circling them and the fact that it means so much?
I mean, Brian, you have a great point. Then again, is it really fair to expect Tennessee to win this game? Which is another question for another day. Because after all, it wasn't that long ago that we were left for dead. It wasn't that long ago where, you know, Nico took his lay and went to a different luau. You know, I mean, it wasn't that long ago till Big Nick took his limbo stick out of East Knoxville where they were living over there. And two doors down from my, and I'm not kidding, from my son's girlfriend. And we were there the weekend they left, and I was going to rummage through their trash if I didn't think, Matt, that there were cameras out there. Because I'm a sick individual, man. I wanted to see what Team Nico left behind.
You should have went live on YouTube while you did it.
Well, as we did. We're going to get some calls in on the other side after this.
Guests appear on the TLD Logistics Hotline. Online at tldlogistics.com.
You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land? Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott. For hundreds in our area, custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contract. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting.
College football fans, Chris Fowler here with the play call. This season, go for Dose with ice-cold, refreshing Dos Equis. It's more than a single play. It's a mindset. Think of it as a two-point conversion for real life. Taking the risk, making the bold move. Whenever we get the chance to go big, we take it. On the field and off, always go for Dose with Dos Equis.
Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2024 Dos Equis Lager Especial Beer. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Whether it's baseball, football, softball, church groups, or schools, if you're raising money, do it with locally roasted Grade A Grounds coffee. I'm Billy Miller, a Vol alum and Knoxville native. You keep 40% of sales, and we donate 5% back to our East Tennessee community. Get started today by visiting our website at gradeagrounds.com.
Fall officially begins this month, so now is the perfect time to make sure your home's HVAC system is ready for the season ahead. Don't ignore the warning signs that your heating or cooling system is struggling or nearing the end of its lifespan. And if you need fast, reliable HVAC repairs, seasonal preventative maintenance, or want to invest in a new high-efficiency system, then call the trusted HVAC experts at Pipe Wrench Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Whatever HVAC problems you encounter, our certified technicians will make a full assessment and then provide the best long-term solution to keep your home comfortable again all year long. We make it easy with free on-site estimates for replacements and free second opinions on repairs. And if budgets are tight, we offer flexible payment plans including 0% financing with credit approval. Be sure to ask about our 10-plus year warranties that are 2 times longer than industry standards so you don't spend a cent on unexpected costs in the future. So call Pipe Wrench at 865-264-8090 or book online at pipewrench.com to schedule your appointment today. And as always, same-day service guaranteed or the visit is free.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Hey there, Basilio family. Jennifer Morris here with Keller Williams Realty. The countdown to fall football is on. Is your fall plan missing the perfect home to watch the Vols make another playoff run? If a new view is on your game day checklist, I'm ready to help you find it. Don't wait until kickoff. Give me a call today at 865-694-5904 or visit my website at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Tony Basilio, and we are live once again with Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. And Chad, you're out there on the field, 100 strong here in Knoxville. Talk to me. What's been going on with FC Alliance now that the weather's heating up?
We're out here for the first night of the boys' tryouts. We have over 400 kids that'll be here tonight.
So a lot of exciting times right now for us. Our club teams start at U9 and we go all the way through U19. We have over 1,000 kids that come from Chattanooga from the Tri-Cities that make all our teams and make this club what it is today. So we're excited about it. We finished the younger kids a couple of weeks ago. We just finished the girls last night, and now we're on to our older boys program as we speak right now.
And we're blowing and going in the Tri-Cities. Tell me about it.
We started FC Alliance North 1 year ago, and coming off the first year, we're the largest, most competitive club up in the Tri-Cities area. We just finished our tryouts last night. Looks like right now we will be well over 400 kids for the upcoming season. So great things happening up there. We've put our boys into some really good regional leagues. So we're excited about what the future holds for them and also our girls programs.
If you want more information, check them out at fcallianceknox.org. That's fcallianceknox.org. Chad Stockton, keep growing the beautiful game here in East Tennessee.
Absolutely. Thanks, Tony.
Tony Basilio along with the great Mark Griffin. And we're here to talk about our friends at Performance Medicine. And Griff, their slogan, stay educated, stay healthy. That's you.
Wow. I really like to think that, Tony, and I'd like to give Dr. Rogers a lot of credit because I definitely want to stay educated and healthy, and knowing that he's putting the time and effort in to make sure of my care, I want to encourage your listeners to put the time to learn and become educated and get to know Dr. Rogers and see if it can help with your health as well.
And there's a really, really easy way to do that. In fact, they've got their own YouTube channel. You can see Dr. Rogers for himself with his staff. It's called The Performance Medicine Show over at the Performance Medicine channel over on YouTube. Also, more information at performancemedicine.net. To our friends in North Knoxville, a brand new location over in Fountain City, now accepting patients. So many ways to reach Dr. Rogers. And like they say, stay educated, stay healthy. Performance Medicine, online, performancemedicine.net.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
When it's past high noon, it's time for a vodka soda made with a vodka you've actually heard of. I'm talking White Claw vodka soda made with White Claw premium vodka. JB Smooth only drinks vodka soda made with the world's smoothest vodka.
And you can too. Pick you up a bottle of the triple wave filtered vodka that's been distilled 5 times. White Claw premium vodka comes in 4 flavors: black cherry, mango, pineapple, and just vodka. You haven't had vodka like this. No one has. White Claw Premium Vodka. Please drink responsibly.
Tony B here with the great Zakai Ziegler for
Hey, whoa. Tony, I got this. Hey, Tennessee, it's Easy here. Next time you have an electric issue at your home or business, call my friends at Advent Electric. With offices in Knoxville and Nashville, it's Mama's Easy approved.
You heard it from the most electrifying player in the league. Call the service professionals at Advent Electric, 865-588-0631. Online, adventelectric.com. Tell them ZZ sent you. I mean, I can't be more pumped. We're meeting the moment here. I got TGMD, C, and B, the great Brian Hartman. My name's TB, Tony Basilio. We're with you on a Thursday. We're going to go to our TLD Logistics phone line. We worked out our TLD Logistics hotline. It got the work out of a lifetime today. Aaron Murray, Joe Kurt, and then Coach Ferris from over at Austin P, where the red out happens there. Of course, they saw Georgia over the weekend. He gave us a great scout of them. He thinks there's plays to be made. These guys think there's plays to be made on Georgia. We'll see what happens. But let's go to the phones without further ado. Tomorrow we're live at Calhoun's on the River. I've invited the great Tony Vitello to come down there and be a ham. He's trying to tell me, Matt, that they're hosting all these players. I'm like, Tony, what's more important, man? You appearing on the show or you've got enough players, Tony. You need to come down on the show. Matt, he's got enough players, doesn't he, Matt?
Yeah, well, half the ones he's going to bring in are going to be first-round draft picks and not go to college anyway.
I mean, exactly, Tony.
I mean, just bring the players down there.
You punk and you clown.
Let them wave WLN's flag, get some hitting lessons from Bino. I mean, they'll be all for after that.
Yeah, they won't want to go to these single-A minor league affiliates and ride around in buses when they can play in college.
I could just
have
see
fun like that.
I could just see Bino down there going, now here's how you hold the bat. This is what I do. I love you, Bino. Let's go to the phone. Bino, I love you so much.
I'm in search of my swing.
Let's get our next call in. Hello and welcome. You're on the air.
Hey, Tony, this is Lukey Dome.
Hey, Lukey Dome. Speaking of the intelligentsia that he might see down there, that these players might see, welcome in, buddy.
Hey, buddy. Okay, watch the game. I'm going to give you something to watch for. Tennessee normally only plays one half, and that's the first half against Georgia. They never play the second half because Kirby Smart is he's a great coach, and he takes care of things in the second half. We've got to play a whole game. And we've only averaged 13 points in the last 8 games against Georgia, and they've averaged around 37. So we need to play 2 halves of football, and everybody needs to watch the second half and see if we come out and play. Not just the first half. We need to play the second half. And that's something I've noticed.
Matt, do you find that to be an accurate description? And the weirdest thing, Matt pointed this out a couple days ago, is that we've gotten whacked in our building a couple times in the middle of this stretch, which is a little strange. We seem to play them better on the road.
Yeah, we have, and the weird thing, minus that 22 season, which is, by far the best Tennessee team, but that was kind of a weird circumstance. But no, Tennessee's played them better on the road, and Tennessee's just been shut out in the second halves of these games. Last 2 years they haven't scored. I think the 3 years ago they got like a late touchdown in the fourth when the game was out of hand. But no, Kirby's as good as anybody at in-game adjustments, and they've just stifled Tennessee's offense in the second halves of these games. It's a really good point that Tennessee's got to figure out a way to have an effective offense for 60 minutes.
But Luke, my thing I keep going back to is the start of this game is huge. The crowd, you don't want to neutralize the crowd. Tennessee gets a first score. Tennessee gets the first 10. You could really make this thing interesting. The first,
and that's why
first couple scores.
That's why the crowd needs to stay. Let me talk to the crowd here a little bit.
Please do that.
Okay, I'll end my call this way. I hope the fans will get so loud that we will get accused of piping in the noise. I live 6 miles away, Tony, and I want to hear that stadium rocking and a socking and loud and proud and shaking and baking. Constant roar. We need a constant roar, Tony.
Because if they do that, to quote Chuck Berry, we'll be reeling, rocking, and rolling till the break of dawn, Lukey Dome, and you'll be on with us in the middle of the night.
One more thing, Tony. What's a cat? What? How do they sound when they're ticked off? A cat.
Cat.
So we need 102,000 fans to do that during the game constantly. We need a constant.
Let me hear you do it, Lukey. Let me hear you do it. You're on my you're on my prayer list, Lukey. You're nuttier than a damn fruitcake.
Lukey Dome doing cat noises wasn't on my single card.
Hey, see, what do you think of Lukey Dome doing cat noises? People don't think we break it down scientifically on here. They think this show's silly, see?
Yeah, I thought it was a great call, and the thing that he didn't bring up about the crowd noise is when you combine that with special teams, that's 50% of the game.
Back to the phones we go. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, what's up, Tony? Josh, you boy.
Wings.
Tony, before I get to sports, I want to send prayers and thoughts for Charlie Kirk's family.
Oh, no question, man. That's some dark stuff, buddy.
Yeah. See, so I don't know if you saw, but I shared with Tony, the Northwestern coach had some comments about Oregon earlier this week, and he said, take away their money and the Nike logo, then what are you left with? We saw they poked the bear last week, Mike Gundy did, and they scored 69 on Oklahoma State. How do you think they could name their score against Northwestern Saturday?
Yeah, I think they could, but I don't think that they're going to be motivated to do that this week. I think, obviously, last week with the Gundy thing, and Tony's talked about this with Dion 2 years ago when Colorado came out there and did the same thing. Obviously when that happens, you're going to get the best version of Oregon when they're at home. They're going for 2. They're doing all kinds of crazy stuff. They're wanting to run it up. But I don't think that they're going to really have any reason to do that. I think it's going to be more of a relaxed performance against Northwestern. And I think the line's 28. Is that right, Josh? 27.5.
Yeah, and I'm thinking about taking their team total 38.5. Thoughts on that?
I like that play.
It's probably going to be I think it's going to be kind of a sleepy game for Oregon would be my guess. It's a 9 a.m. game Pacific time, and they're coming off that emotional game where they throttled Gundy, and Northwestern plays slow tempo.
On deck as
Obviously, Northwestern's not very good, but I don't hate it, but I think it's probably going to be a low scoring game. Oregon doesn't really do this to teams unless there's a reason to do it. So I don't think they have any reason to make an example out of Northwestern this week.
Teams come in there and for that noon game, and sort of like Ohio State last year came in there for an early game, and I think they sort of sleptwalked through 3 quarters, but won easily. And so it can kind of happen. I don't think teams really get that wound up to play Northwestern, especially on the road. It just seems like that's sort of they just don't really feel like it's a game they have to get too pumped up for. And it's sort of, to be honest, I think that bores a lot of Big Ten teams.
I'll tell you this, guys, one thing that could slant this thing in Joshy Boy's favor, that Northwestern quarterback, if he does that thing he did in week 1, he's going to get himself an NIL deal with Pepperidge Farm because he has the best. He makes the best turnover in college football. How many times did that kid turn that ball over in the first half of that game? 4? Am I imagining that, or did he throw like 4 interceptions in the first half?
I think it was 4 that was in week 1 against Tulane.
I mean, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
see, that's the one thing, Josh.
It's a 9 a.m. game for Oregon, 11 a.m. in Chicago. I just don't know how motivated Oregon's going to be to run. Remember last year, Josh, they went across the country to play Wisconsin, and they had like 13 points in the fourth quarter. It's a tough deal when these Big Ten teams have to go west to east. We saw it with USC some last year. So that's something to think about is when these West Coast teams go all the way to the Midwest or the East Coast, especially at the early games, historically they've not performed very well.
It's tough on the NFL teams, you know?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't it be tough on college kids if it's tough on the NFL teams?
Well, it's
true.
It's one of these games where you look at it and you're just like, well, I should probably stay away from this because Northwestern's so bad, but Oregon isn't going to be real motivated either.
Not Joshy. Joshy Boy plays every game on the card. He ain't staying away from that. He'll have like 30 plays Saturday.
Yeah, probably will.
Say?
So, guys, who do you think on both sides of the ball do you think will be key player for Tennessee offense and defense Saturday?
Matt, who you got? Key player offense, key player defense, Matt.
On defense, I'm gonna go with T-Lander because I think he can get exposed in space, especially in the passing game.
Nice.
And it's too easy to just say Aguilar on offense. I'm going to go Mike Matthews.
Nice.
A Georgia kid. I think you need him to step up. He's a guy who I think can make tough catches over the middle and pick up some of those extra yards after contact. And if there is a guy on Tennessee's team besides the running backs to break some of those tackles, it would be him.
I'm thinking Boo Carter and Miles Kitzelman. Those are my two. See, who are your two? But I'm thinking positively.
I was going to say, I like the T-Lander pick a lot. I think thinking back to last year's game, and it seemed like they really made an effort to kind of pick on him. So I think that seeing how he holds up will be big, especially if they go with the tight ends, like Matt said. Offensively, I'm going to go with the obvious one, Aguilar. I think obviously there were a lot of question marks coming in. You have the huge storyline that you've kind of been talking about all week, but I don't think he's ever seen anything like this Georgia defense. So I think it's gonna come down to how well he plays. So I'll keep it simple and go with Aguilar on offense.
Brian, what are the two you have?
I like Star Thomas, and I like if he's healthy enough to play, Jackson Moy.
Let's go, man! I love that.
Go,
how about you? How about you, Josh?
I'm gonna go Arian Carter on defense, and I'm gonna say Deshaun Bishop on offense.
A lot of choices. I love it. A lot of choices. Yep.
Out the door. See, I was telling these guys the other day my key numbers for Tennessee, if they want to win, they're going to have to score around 30 to 35 plus. And for rushing, at least 100 plus for the 3 combined running backs. Have a good day, guys.
Believe that. Believe that. See, what's a winnable number? Seeing Matt from the running backs, what's a winnable number? You want to win this game, you got to rush for how many yards?
I was going to say 150 would be my number.
100's not enough. Matt, what's your number?
Yeah. 175. Tennessee's 27-0 when they run for at least 175 yards since the start of 2022.
Let's effing go.
That's a tall task against the Georgia defense, but Tennessee's increased the rushing total every year, which wasn't hard the first couple of years, but you actually had some success on the ground last year. You just had 0 passing game.
The TLD Logistics phone lines remain open. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
I'm on.
You're on. Go right ahead.
Hey, it's boy Billy. I'm Herman.
Hey, great to talk to you.
Hey, I want to start out my call a little different. I just want to give a shout-out to the Lady Vols soccer team. Coach Kurt, #1 team in the nation.
No doubt about it. We had Joe on an hour ago, and I love him. I'm for him, not against him.
All right. Now, this week, your boy Turkey Neck Hopper, he's building the hype, man. And it's time to see what we got. And I really think people ain't really taking it in for what it is.
And what is it?
We might have something, man. We might have a real deal team. And we're on here. We got people talking about Austin P GPA on game week. I mean, that's crazy. But nobody knows what Georgia's got. Nobody knows what we got. That's what we're going to find out by 7:30 on Saturday. That's why tickets are $500 in the lower level. That's why I'm going to stress eat about 3,000 calories at my watch party out in deep West Knox, a.k.a. City.
How many calories? And what do you consume for your 5,000 calories? Like, walk us inside that.
Put me down for 3 slices of a cookie cake. Put me down for half a pizza. Put me down for some other snacks, knickknacks, and whatnot.
I kind of love you.
I would sleep. On what people bring, some wings and stuff, you know.
I would sleep till like 3 o'clock on Monday afternoon if I ate 3 pieces of one of those cookie cakes. Have you guys ever had, Matt, one of those cookie cakes from the mall that is just pure sugar?
Oh, I love those.
Great American. Really? You're talking about Great American. Best
Great American. That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Everybody's had that. Come on now.
Come on now.
You can get those delivered now. There was a game last year, a basketball game. I a couple buddies we ordered a cookie cake, and the DoorDash driver could not get us the cookie cake delivered, and I think that's why Tennessee lost.
Oh dang! Sorry. But hey, man, this weekend is what makes life worth living.
Oh, come on, bro!
And you know what it's going. If we win this thing, if Tennessee wins, you already know what it's going to be, man. It's going to be banana land. I mean, if you're a student, this is why you won the ticket lottery. It's why you paint your chest. It's why you bought the checkerboard overalls. That's why the 42-year-old moms are buying those cookie cakes. It's why those little kids all over East Tennessee are wearing those jerseys on Friday. It's why TDL Logistics is paying $4 million a year for the phone line. It's time to go, man. I mean, we all got to be all hands on deck. If you're the sound guy, you got to pump in that sound on 3rd and 7 in the 4th.
That's exactly right. I want the sound pumped in like never before.
Pump it.
Pump it. And I don't care who knows about it. Pump it.
Yeah. Hey, we got Boyd. He got $2-3 billion. He'll pay the fine. Who gives a shit? Come on, man. We all got our identity tied up in this performance of our local boys. We're all sick in the head over here. It's time to go, man.
Thank you, brother. I love you. And shout out turkey necks everywhere. Because I am one. Back to our phones we go. Hello and welcome in. These phones have been well worth waiting for, these phone calls today. Hello and welcome in. You're on our TLD Logistics phone lines on a Thursday. W. Lynn, welcome in.
How my French compatriots doing today?
It's incredible.
It is incredible, Tony. Tennessee fans should count their blessings for every sport we got. I never dreamed we'd have a day where Lady Vol softball, soccer, and volleyball could combine for 10,000 to 11,000 people at a game.
Eve Rackham.
And the soccer coach said we had 3,000 to 4,000. That LSU game, we'll have 6,000, I think, next week. And, Eve Rackham will be ranked next week It's just all leading to the Georgia. We're turning the tables here, Tony, against Georgia. It's time to turn the worm turns against them.
Sooner or later, you got to win one, right? I don't know if it's fair to think you're going to do it this year, but it sure is fun to think about.
And my Big Ten rip of the week, those nuts up to Big Ten wanting the 24-team playoff. Here's why. In the coaches poll, in the top 18 teams, there's 9 SEC teams and 4 Big Ten. We don't need automatic bids, Tony. It's the Big Ten scaredy cats wanting those auto bids in the playoffs.
No, you're exactly right. The SEC commissioner, and he's going to get it. They're going to do the 5-11 deal. That's exactly what they're going to do when they go to 16.
Well, I hope so. In basketball, we just get one bid. What's the Big Ten thinking about? We don't get multiple bids in basketball. So they need to get off of it, man. But three-headed monster of our running backs, Tony, I can't narrow it down to 2. It's Leave It to Beaver Bishop, St. Thomas, Star, Peyton, Manning's namesake, Lewis. We got to have the three-headed monster. We got to have it Saturday.
It's like back in the day, you had the 4 horsemen, and here we have the 3-headed monster.
And my other 2 are the kicking game, Jackson Ross and Max Gilbert. I'm not going off that theme, Tony.
In honor of the great Paul Gilbert. Yep.
That's going to be the deciding point in the game, and the fans. Please yell and clap at the same time. If you have a shaker, duct tape it to your wrist. We need you clapping and yelling at the same time.
W. Lynn, I've been listening to your calls this week. You have could you break down the percentages? Because Tony and I were kind of talking about this, and I thought it was really good. We're at 50% total, right, between the kicking game and the fans. So what are we at for offense and defense? What do you think for this week?
Well, offense and defense is the other 50%. That's the kicking game's 33%. The fans are 17%. That's 50. Offense and defense is 50%. Right down the middle, 25% each.
So you think the kicking game this week is going to be more important than either offense or defense?
As a total, yes, I do.
That could be right. You're right. That's
W. Lynn, you could be the man. I love you. Thanks. Incredible call by him, by which all others will be judged. 865-200-5402. I mean, what can you say to that? Well, I mean, what is there to say to that? Are you stuck in a dead-end job or ready for a new challenge? Do you feel like it's time to try a new career? Well, it's time to change lanes with TLD Logistics. My friends at TLD Logistics have some really exciting opportunities for you to learn a new skill with a new 5-acre driving academy that's now under new leadership with all new course material. And the best part, it's absolutely free. What a great deal to set you on the road to higher pay. And TLD Logistics even offers weekly stipends to offset food and gas expenses. In 6 weeks' time, you could complete this course and be in compliance with FMCSA regulations. Then you're ready for the open road of opportunity. What are you waiting for? It's time to change lanes with TLD Logistics. Visit TLDlogistics.com. That's TLDlogistics.com. TLD Logistics.
Yee-haw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today. Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
VIP Play coming soon. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. Must be 21 plus and located in Tennessee to bet.
Brady here for Cedar Bluff Plumbing, a live and local company that's been serving our area for over 32 years and counting because every customer counts, and I mean no job is too small. Cedar Bluff Plumbing just voted #1 by City View magazine because multiple plumbing experts are on call to serve all your plumbing needs. Chances are there'll be a plumber in your area when you call, and they won't send some salesman to your house. You're going to get a high-character, trustworthy, highly trained plumber who will serve you. Not like some of these guys that look like they came off the set of America's Most Wanted. Cedar Bluff Plumbing is Basilio tested and approved and will go the extra mile for you because Chucky Mack is a servant of the people and my consigliere to the throne, celebrating over 32 years of serving living volunteers. Cedar Bluff Plumbing. Call 588-4448. That's 588-4448. Cedar Bluff Plumbing.
College football fans, Chris Fowler here with the play call. This season, go for Dose with ice-cold, refreshing Dos Equis. It's more than a single play. It's a mindset. Think of it as a two-point conversion for real life. Taking the risk, making the bold move. Whenever we get the chance to go big, we take it. On the field and off, always go for Dose with Dos Equis.
Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2024 Dos Equis Lager Especial Beer. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Basilio here, and my friends at Carnes Motor Company started with a dream over a quarter century ago. I met Rob and Brian back when I still had hair, and they were working at a huge dealership in West Knoxville. But they told me back then they wanted to sell cars on their terms, and I wanted to do radio on my terms. Their terms, just like my terms, are ultimately your terms. In both cases, you're the winner. A Car Guru's National Award winner with a 5-star rating on all sites, just like our Vols. Everything about buying a car from Carnes Motor Company is no hassle. They specialize in high-quality pre-owned vehicles between the $5,000 to $25,000 range. And if you need to sell a car, they'll either buy your car or they'll help you sell it. Carnes Motor Company also has a top-notch service department. Therefore, every vehicle is rigorously inspected and serviced prior to delivery. So you're guaranteed to get a quality pre-owned vehicle every time. If you need a place for service, they've got you covered. Come be a part of the Carnes Motor Company family and tell them you heard about it from me. Online at carnesmotor.com. Oak Ridge Highway, 1 mile past the Carnes light. Carnes Motor Company. Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders, fly with Calhoun's wings, or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-in-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're doing burgers or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon apples, Smoky Mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw. Available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good. Basilio here reminding you that when you want to sell your extra tickets to the game, you don't want to give your life away online with all your personal information just because you want to sell a few extra tickets. Clark Moore at Select Ticket Service will gladly buy your extra game tickets and your extra parking passes. And the best part? Clarky Boy pays cash. 865-919-1016. 865-919-1016. Clarky Boy pays cash at Select Ticket Service. Clarky Boy pays cash. No offense to me, man, but I'm really obnoxious on some of these commercials. No offense to me. No offense. Matt, do you find me obnoxious sometimes?
Occasionally you can be, yeah.
Yeah. On like,
but you admit it, and that's kind of the key there. You know that you're obnoxious sometimes, so you can correct it.
No, I don't correct it. I just kind of live in it. I accentuate the obnoxious. All right, here's the deal. So over at tclub.team, we're going to keep doing what we're doing. And check out the blog today, by the way. There's a couple thousand words up there. I went kind of rando today. But I do believe there are several high school stadiums around the country where they'll have more people playing than Nico will play in front of tomorrow night. Because I think they're about to get to the 15,000 people per game deal. I think that's right around the corner. Also tomorrow, we are live and in living color at Calhoun's on the river. And I think tomorrow's got a chance to be a circus because a bunch of those Georgia people are coming in. Georgia, they always bring a ton of folks. And then I'm going to be out there playing music tomorrow night with the Ramblers. We have the Ramblers big band tomorrow night. I'm greatly looking forward to hanging out with Sexy Lancey and the guys. So Sexy Lancey, shout out to you. And I do mean that as one sexy dude. And then Saturday, when the game is over, we're going to be live with you as soon as the game's over. Tonight, we're recording an edition of Winners and Losers. Check YouTube. Turn your notifications on, and we'll hit you up. Because we're really going to get into the Tennessee game tonight with the panel. The panel last week picked so well, but we chose the wrong games for the power play. So we kind of outthought ourselves last week. But we're straight up 500 after 2 weeks, presented by Dos Equis. So maybe we'll go for Dos tonight in the spirit of Dos Equis. Maybe we'll pick 4 games. In the meantime, I want to thank all the great guests we've had. And Brian Hartman, you've been jamming on the one this week, man. You've been next level jamming on the one this week, Brian, with the guest choices. I do want to remind you that coming up, it's a movement shaking the world, ladies and gentlemen. The great Chase Thomas. Shaking your lakes and rocking your docks. I'll be on with Dubsy Smith later on in the 5 o'clock hour. Later on today with Dubsy and the gang. Shout out Bob Baskerville and what he's got going on with the great Chris Lowe. In the meantime, we love you. Peace! And let's continue the conversation.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
You're going to say it loud and you're going to say it proud.
It's TLD Logistics Overdrive Overtime, presented by TLD Logistics. Online at tldlogistics.com.
And now?
And now, let's go to the guys with today's edition of TLD Logistics Overdrive Overtime.
Because what you're doing is you're bowing your head when Connexial Christian cometh, correcteth, on heareth, on a Thursdayeth. Anybody on the panel have anything they want to say before we go back to the busiest phones?
Yeah, I was going to ask you, Tony. You're going to be at Calhoun's on the river tomorrow. Did you know that Mike Griffith is hosting a tailgate party for Georgia fans down on one of those riverboats down there starting tomorrow?
Brian Hartman, what do you got to say for yourself in Griff's voice?
Man, I'm the advocate, man. I advocate the program I cover because I determined your self-worth by what beat you're on. And, man, I want to cover a championship program, and I want to advocate for all the coaches because they never do any wrong. I mean, they can never do any wrong. Fire the players, man. If one of them messes up, man, because I want my access, man. I'm going to give you the best coverage because you can hear you read about it in the Signal, man.
What do you think of Brian launching on him, C, in your humble opinion? Then we go to our phones. That's what I thought. Back to our phones we go. Shout out, Griff. Shout out to your party you're hosting tomorrow on the barge and whatever you're doing. But I will blow him out. If he gets near me tomorrow, we will blow them out of the water with our juice and our energy because we're not afraid of these Georgia people. I'm not afraid. I'm tired of genuflecting, and I'm tired of seeing Kirby Dunn walk off the field victorious with his Floby haircut. Hello and welcome into our next call. You're on the air. Hi, you're on.
Hi, Tony.
There he is.
What's going on, Basilio?
Brother, it is a great day to be alive.
Amen to that.
Boy, it's a long way from all those Dooley and Jones and Pruitt years. It's pretty fun, ain't it?
This is kind of what it's all about, my man.
Yeah, I think it's the most important game Josh Heupel's career. I think if you win this game, you can split Alabama and Oklahoma, and I think you're in Atlanta, Tony, playing for an SEC championship. Myself, you got to capitalize on this schedule. You got a chance.
Hey, Matt Dixon, you were talking about that off the air. We were talking amongst ourselves. You could see a 3-loss team in Atlanta this year, Matt.
Yeah, if one of those is a non-conference loss like Texas has, you very, very easily could see that. I'm not sure there'll be a one-loss SEC team at the end of the regular season. I think almost everybody will have at least 2. You might have maybe one that gets hot, but I mean, there's just so much parity in the league this year that you can be really, really good and go 9-3 or 8-4.
Josh, do you have your game face on right now? That's what I want to know. That's what America wants to know.
I'm a nervous wreck, man. I heard Cinco say this earlier in the week, but it really resonated with me. I think it feels like Bo Jackson type game. It feels like one of them type games, Tony, and I'm one of them 80s games that's just down to the wire. I feel like we really have a chance. It's not just talk. I think we really got a shot.
Well, I want to stage.
I think we have to score 20.
Yeah.
In the first half, Tony. I think we have to
show we can score. I agree, Josh. I want you to exalt these fans and fire people up, and we're gonna go viral with this. And I'm going to ask you now if you got your game face on, and I want you to fire people up here. I want you to do your role. By the way, that photo of you that you put on X last night, let me tell you something, man. You look great. I hope you got some good-looking ladies in your DMs, because you are one sexy dude in that truck, man.
You're killing me, Basilio.
All right, here we go.
I'm an old man, Tony. I'm an old man. I still got a few, maybe 15 seconds left in me. But
you got some lead in that pencil. Now here we go, brah. I'm gonna ask you. I
don't know how to fire anybody up.
Tony, Here we go. Josh, do you have your game face on?
Yeah, I think there'll be about 107,000 in there. We'll also have their game face on, Tony. Everybody's pumped. Everybody's excited over this game. It's kind of a must-have. I'm sick of losing to Georgia. I'm ready for Joey Swagular to be crowned the star he is, and I feel like it's Knoxville, Tennessee is going to look like the damn Hollywood Hills, Tony, when the stars shine bright and the Vols kick that Georgia ass come Saturday. Go Big Orange!
That's what I'm screaming. That's what I'm screaming. That's what I'm screaming. Good. Well done, Josh. We'll cut that up later. Matt, do you like how we prompted it? And did he, like a true professional wrestler, did he cut a good promo there, in your humble opinion?
He was outstanding as usual. No, Big Josh gets everybody fired up. I'll never forget the Alabama stuff before that 22 game about the birthright deal. That was next level.
Mm. And what you know about Josh is, not prompted him there, but what you know about Josh is, it comes from a position of passion. Position of passion. And I honor passion. I honor passion. Hello and welcome in to our next call. Thank you, Josh. As you're on the air, welcome in.
Big Josh never lets us down, man.
No.
It doesn't get any better. He speaks for all of us, and he says it so much better than any of us can. It's just beautiful.
So great.
I'm going to have to disagree with Joshy Boy. I think one of these teams has to get to 24 points to win this ball game. I think 24 points is going to win it. And if the great Brooks Austin is right, that means we're going to need 8 field goals.
And why not?
Well, he said we weren't getting in the end zone, remember?
Yeah, that's right. I forgot. And then that went viral, and our fans attacked him. And
right. Even though he didn't really mean it, he was saying it.
Yeah, he was so, yeah. He told me off the air, he said they were calling me like an Ozempic all-star. They told me I look like a lesbian. Some of the things that our fans said to him in DMs, he said, I don't know what to say, but Tony, because we were just kind of laughing about it.
Man.
It's so great, man. I love our Twidiots.
Oh, I think I'm one of them. Then I hear about stuff like that, like people going into people's DMs and attacking. And Brooks is a really great dude. I mean, yeah. Anyway, it's fun to make light of, but he's a good dude. This ball game is going to come down to one thing. It's not going to be how well we play defensively and all that type of stuff. I mean, that's going to matter. Special teams is going to be important. The crowd, the whole deal. But this game is going to be won or lost by Tennessee with one simple thing. Can we run the football when they have a light box? End of story. If we can't do that, we won't hit explosive plays in the passing game, and we won't convert third downs, and we're going to give them the ball too many times. Simple.
I think that's very interesting, man. Matt, can we run the ball in a light box? We haven't been able to in the past. They've been able to play with 3 men, Matt, and it seems like 6 guys are in there.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah. Tennessee had a little bit of success last year running, and really rode Dylan Sampson. But no, it's correct. You've got to be able to run the ball. Aguilar being a factor with his legs can matter here. That could be a big part of this. We'll see if they have any design stuff or how willing he is in the RPO game. But it's a run-based offense, and you got to run it to open up all that stuff downfield that you have to hit. So it's very accurate.
And hey, I'm with Matt on that too. Joey needs to carry the ball 5 or 6 times tomorrow, but I don't want him doing it too much. And I want him sliding onto his derriere as soon as he sees, a white jersey in the vicinity and he's gained his 5-6 yards or picked up the first down on the 3rd and 4, whatever. Get on the ground, son. That Mateer kid out of Oklahoma, which was a great game on Saturday night, he carries the ball 17 times every time they play a game this year. He's not going to be playing in Knoxville.
I couldn't agree more with that. Heroes like Mateer, they're standing over there with the coach midway through the season, holding the clipboard, getting in signals. Your body is not going to take that. I'll tell you this, though. The kid was pretty damn cool after the game, the way he was loving on his teammates and the opportunity and all that stuff. Aguilar is such a competitor that it would be interesting to see if he has a governor in a game like this. He's been waiting all his life to play in one of these with a real football team behind him. It's going to be very tempting for him, Josh, to try and run people over. Rusty, to run people over.
Oh, no, I know. Hopefully him lowering his shoulder in the first quarter in that Syracuse game, our coaches have pounded it into his head. That can't happen anymore. Jalen Hurts in the NFL slides when there's people around him now. Quarterbacks who want to play long-term get on the ground.
No doubt about it. RG3 would probably still be playing if he'd have learned that. Instead, he turned himself into a crash test dummy.
Yeah, no doubt. 24 points, boys. We need 24 points any way we can get. Now, barring crazy defensive scores. Defensive scores can change the whole perspective of this ball game. Otherwise, I don't see either of these teams, if it just plays out offense versus offense, scoring. 24 is the number. We got to find a way to get there by any means necessary. Go out and believe we can run the football. Be pissed off offensive line. Running backs run like your head's on fire, and every inch matters because that's where the game is won. Like Al Pacino said, this is a game of inches. and all those inches will add up to a mile if we keep on downhill, pounding them in the face. That's how we win this ball game, y'all.
Rusty, are you going to the New Mexico game tomorrow night?
No freaking way. I can't do it because I'm not emotionally mature enough to wear orange and not stir shit up.
Go sit near his family. Hey, sooner or later, you're going to be right able to sit right next to his family. I mean, this collision course, Rusty, is going to happen before the year's over.
I can't do it, man. I can't be civil. I will say something stupid. I am not emotionally
Good for you
mature.
for knowing yourself. Good for you. You know what? Yeah. I just told Matt, I'm obnoxious, on those ads. And,
same.
It's all right to acknowledge that,
No doubt. We got to embrace who we are and know our limitations.
Thank you, my brother. Yeah, my limitations shine through every day. Hey, shout out to Robert Lane, who left us a great super chat donation and said something really sweet to me. He said, 15 years ago, you showed me, a perfect stranger, some kindness and helped a fellow human being. Life's turned around for me 15 years later. Thank you. Hey, Robert, God bless you, man. God bless you. That waters my soul, brother. And I'm glad to hear you're doing well, man. I'm glad to hear you're doing well. Praise God, brother. I'm glad to hear you're doing well. Go ahead, Bri.
I want to wish a happy birthday to the great Tennessee voice, Mike Keith.
Oh, good
happy
for
birthday,
Mike Keith.
Michael.
How old's Michael Keith today?
It doesn't say.
Hey, Mike, happy 39th. Because that cat looks like he's 39 and holding. I love it. He looks great. Hello and welcome into our next call. You're on the air.
Hey, Tony. Hey, how everybody doing?
Doing great, my brother. How you doing?
Doing good. It's Nathan in Andersonville.
Good to talk to you. Hey, great seeing you, man, at Calhoun's.
Yeah, man. It's nice to meet you. Well, hey, Big Josh got me fired up earlier this week, and I don't know if we're going to win the game or not, Tony, but one thing I wanted to say to the fans, I'm going to be at the game. I'm going to be in section double P, and I've already taken it upon myself, if necessary, to go row by row in that section and make sure everybody's pitching in and doing their part as the fans. Message to the fans is you have the privilege of being in one of the few stadiums where you can have a direct outcome on the football game. And you've seen it, I've seen it, where you have a certain number of people that just for whatever reason just stand up and be quiet. And we can't afford to have that this weekend.
Aaron Murray Aaron Murray harkened us back. He said it was an absolute nightmare in 2015. He said, I could not breathe. It was so intense in Neyland Stadium. He said, I could not. He said, it was so bad that by the time I got my offensive linemen lined up, I had so little time to even look at what they're doing defensively, which is a really good insight, Matt, because that is what a crowd does. It slows everything down a tick. Like, you don't think about that, but that is the difficulty of playing on the road.
Yeah, and his first real road start, it'll be the hardest game he probably has ever played and ever will play, just because of the environment. And the caller's right, and it should be your message at Calhoun's tomorrow that the crowd can really, really impact this game in a big way, throwing off snap counts, all that stuff. So it's a really good point that we probably need to emphasize more.
Yeah, well, here's some numbers for you. I believe in 2022, Alabama had 14 penalties. 7 of them were false starts. That's all on the crowd. Half your penalties is on the crowd.
And, Matt, can you get that in your report tomorrow? That's really good. That's really good. Say that again.
I believe Alabama had 14 penalties in 2022, and 7 of them were false starts.
And Saban kept throwing his hat on the ground during their false starts.
Can talk about how Alabama got the benefit, but you can't really do anything if they false start. You've got to call it.
That's exactly
some
right,
holding
Brian.
penalties.
That's a great point, Brian. When you do that, they have to call it. They have to call it. Great point, Brian.
They don't have to call holding or pass interference, but they got to call that.
They let Georgia get away with a couple of false starts last year down there in Athens, though.
Well, one last thing on the way out, guys, is I think this game, Big Josh said it best. I wasn't alive for it, but it does kind of have that feel of Bo Jackson coming into town, and you're going to have to beat them. They're not going to beat themselves. And I definitely don't want to advocate for playing dirty football, but I do want to say that our defense and our offensive line, the most physical team is going to win the game. And if you don't play Georgia from the snap to the echo of the whistle and hit somebody every play, you're probably going to get beat. So bringing physicality and really letting them know they've played a football game and making them want to quit is going to be paramount, I think, for the Vols tomorrow. So on the way out the door, I'll see you guys down there tomorrow. Look forward to seeing everybody at Calhoun's. Y'all have a great day and go Vols.
Can't wait to hug your neck. Yeah, go Vols, man. Matt's got a great point, though. Tomorrow, I'm going to be in hype mode. I'm just telling you right now. Tomorrow, I'm going to be in damn hype mode. Okay? Tony Vols isn't going to come down there and do my dirty. I said, Tony, I need my hype man. He goes, you're good at hype. I said, I need my hype man. Oh, we got 3 times as many visitors. You believe that, Matt? I mean, no offense to Tony Vols, but that's some bullshit right there. Everything I've done for him, Matt, I won him a national championship, Matt. They don't win that thing without me.
No, they probably win it this past year if he listened to you more. Obviously, so something tells me he'll find the time to get down there.
He told Matt while they're on the field in Omaha, run your camera. I'm going to record something for Tony, and he ripped me. After winning a national, how long ago, Matt? How long after the national championship was crowned did he do that?
On the field. 45 minutes to an hour probably.
That's
but
pretty
it
great.
was on the field.
That's pretty
right
great.
there at home plate.
That's pretty great. AC, what other 2 games besides ours are really on your dial this weekend? Because this feels like a better weekend in college football. Then we go back to the phones.
I mean, as far as like quality of games, I'd say A&M, Notre Dame, and Florida LSU is a really interesting one just because of what happened to Florida last week. But yeah, A&M, Notre Dame, I think has kind of flown under the radar, maybe because Notre Dame lost in week 1. It's not kind of getting the same hype it did. But I'm very interested to see what A&M has. They returned all 5 offensive linemen. They should probably have the best running back in the league. I'm very interested to see A&M against that Notre Dame defense.
Do they have good enough quarterback play to win that game? That's a question, right?
I don't know. That's definitely the question. That's the question for them the whole season. If they have quarterback play good enough to win this game, they're going to make the playoffs. So it's going to come down to whether Marcel Reed's good enough. This game I think will tell us a lot about A&M's whole season, whether they're going to go 8-4 again or whether they can win and because I think if they win 9, they're probably going to make the playoffs with this game at Notre Dame.
Matt Dixon, share your A&M fun fact that you uncovered. Listen to this, guys. You want to talk about why I call them popcorn flatulence? Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, it was on Twitter. I can't remember the exact details, but it was A&M's last road non-conference victory over a ranked team was Penn State. I want to say it was in the 1960s.
No, it was 1979. 1979.
1979, yeah. So, but just 2 generations of without doing that, and that's just crazy. Granted, you probably only play one of those at most a year, but to not have any of those types of wins on the road is just
well. Didn't Tennessee go? We thought they went forever without a win like that, but I think they went from the Georgia game beating a top 10 team in 06 to maybe 2022 without beating a top 10 team
anywhere.
Said
a ranked team, Bri. He just said top 25, Bri. Like Matt said, you got to try to not have a ranked road win, non-league. You got to try.
We thought that was a horrible drought, but that was a top 10 team. This is just a ranked team.
I mean, A&M.
This is like 60 years.
If you're an A&M fan, no offense to you, you suck. Back to the phones we go. Hello and welcome in.
Hey, guys. It's Music City Sam.
Hey, Sammy. You guys spend all that money and you suck. Go ahead, Sam. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. It's tough sledding down there. Dude, Big Josh got me fired up. Tennessee Athletics has me fired up. I'm up here working in Iowa, staying at the Hilton Garden Inn. The Iowa State women's soccer team is staying there. And I had to restrain myself from talking crap to him, learning that we had just become number one in the country in women's soccer. Does that make me a bad person that I had those thoughts?
No, look, two things I think would make me look down on a person. If somebody told me that they talk trash on a women's soccer player and like they're a man like you, I would look down on you. And then if you told me you lost money betting on women's soccer, I'd probably look down on you.
All right,
Two
good.
things, Sam. Two things. Yes, sir.
But yeah, just the whole atmosphere around Tennessee. I mean, my first thought was, oh, we got our women's soccer team's even number one. It's incredible.
Everybody. Yep. Everything's winning.
Hey,
yep.
My main takeaway from this Georgia game, I think it's going to be competitive, no doubt. Whether we pull it off, not sure. But if we pull out a good win here, like a 7 to 10 point win, and we got a bunch of recruits there this weekend, I think this one game can elevate Tennessee's recruiting and brand, like national brand, to the next level. Because he'll have knocked off Florida, Alabama, Georgia, and recruits will see that environment, and I really think it could take us up another notch.
Hey, Matt, I do believe you're seen in a different light if you win this game. I think that's accurate.
Yeah, absolutely. Given what you had go on in the offseason and losing your quarterback, I mean, it would be absolutely massive. You have the game day factor there. I mean, all of it would be a huge credibility for Josh Heupel to be not just from like the very good to great, which I think we've kind of taken, but to be one of those truly elite type programs and in position to be a team that makes the playoffs back-to-back years.
And the league, guys,
really good point.
It's a great point, but here's another one. The league is so hard this year, guys, or so formidable. I don't know if formidable is a great term for what the league is right now, because I think every game's going to be pretty contested, and very few like real draggings are going to happen in this league, I think. But who knows? Tennessee could lose tomorrow and then lose to Mississippi State. That's how close the line is. I mean, you could make a case, because when you go down there in 2 weeks, if you lose Saturday, you kind of open yourself up to a little bit of a letdown kind of deal. So this is a really, really, really important game, and we could be asking, are we back? Are we back if we win this game on Saturday night? That we could be having that conversation amongst ourselves.
Yeah, and I think you'll get I think the transfer portal also will open up.
Oh, sure.
But
yeah.
Players will finally say, okay, they got something going.
Oh, sure. I want to go join that.
And it all goes together because, I mean, we obviously have a booster base that's got the money to make things happen if they're properly motivated. And a big win like this, you might see some of those guys even double down.
You know, the thing that I keep going back to is that you're on this. This was not supposed to happen. Like, I've made a couple of appearances, so if we can play different media, right? And I'm telling them, look, this game was not supposed to be in play. So this is all a big bonus to us. Joey Aguilar was not supposed to look like this. We were supposed to be roadkill. but the team's not roadkill. This team's got something. And who knows? Who knows, man? Maybe the stars align. Sam, maybe this team walks out of that thing undefeated, which would be incredible.
Incredible. And the last thing I'll leave everyone with, I would encourage you to go watch the interview with Joey's parents done by Carlos Lopez, the Spanish voice of the Vols.
Yes.
You really can understand where he comes from.
One word.
And it's just incredible. Hey, I'm going to be listening. This is what everyone needs to say in their head from Carlos Lopez. Dale seis means give him 6. Go Vols. See ya.
Love it. What a great caller. Music City Sam is. Hello and welcome into our next call. You're on the air.
From one Sam to another. What's up, brother?
Sammy, how we doing in the Ridge?
The artist formerly in the Ridge, upstate.
Sammy, the upstate.
Tony, did you get my email?
When did you send it?
Earlier this week about the ball the lady took. Apparently some Philly guy was going to pay her $5,000 if she signed the ball and gave it back and signed "I'm sorry" or something. And then, bro, I tried to send it to you, but somebody put her face as what's his name from Lord of the Rings, my precious.
I'll tell you one thing about that lady. People say, well, Tony, I'm going to get real honest with you here. What? You live in the South, yeah? That lady's indicative. Hey, Sammy. And look, I'm a little haggard right now. I haven't slept in like 7 weeks. That woman's rough looking. Now, I'm not trying to knock her, Sammy. But, AC, if any woman out there looks capable of doing that, walking up to a 7-year-old boy and ripping the ball out of his hands when he's over there having a moment with his pop, it would be that woman, see? Because that lady is rough looking. No offense to her. She's what you call hard looking.
Yeah, I think you call. What did you call? You said she looks like she's from Delco.
Yes,
is that right?
That's a great. Yeah. She looks like she's from Delaware County. No offense.
Yeah, I think she looks like one of those people who, you know, you get on the pan shots at Eagles games when the Eagles are down a couple touchdowns.
She does. Yes. I'll tell you this, Sammy. Check this out. Because I believe that the Philly fan base, I was at a Phillies game, and people called me a liar when I said this several years ago, but it was like 3 summers ago. This guy had a special needs kid who was probably 25, 28, 27, but you could tell that he was a special needs guy. And he brought his baseball glove. He was in the outfield. And one of the outfielders at the game, you know, they toss the ball up after they play catch. And this kid knew that. So he would run down the aisle and get there. And they tossed a ball up to him. And another kid like got in the way of him and took the ball out of the kid's glove, not realizing what he did. This Marine-looking guy, the next inning, went down there and stood there and caught. And this kid looked like he was going to cry. He walked back to his seat. So this Marine-looking guy went down there, caught a ball, walked up to this kid who was like 15 rows up in left field and handed him the baseball. This guy's father started to cry, okay? I'm watching this.
Wow.
I'm standing in standing room only because I love going to standing room only with those Philly people because, you know, you kind of get to absorb like just some of the great. You would love it, Sammy, because you're kind of a character. You would love those damn characters that stand out there, the things they talk about and the whole deal. We all started to tear up. So this guy, a couple innings later, stands up, the Marine, because he's sitting way down low. He comes out to leave, and the father grabs him again and says, "Hey, thank you. And can I get you something?" And the Marine-looking guy goes, "No, sir." He goes, "You've given me enough tonight by bringing your son here. I am not kidding you. That happened." So you can rip those people all you want. I know that the Eagle fans behave like animals. There's no question that's true. But that right there is one of the coolest things in a baseball park I've ever seen. And that is what it's all about, my friend. That is what it's all about.
Amen.
And Philly Karen, that is not what it's all about. Because she needs to check her head and cut her damn hair.
Well, it's probably one of those cats in the standing room only that took that conductor's wand out of his hand when he was trying to conduct the orchestra. Tony, I should have emailed you, bro, to ask Joe and shout out Joe Kurt. What an amazing job he's done. Bri, do you know the deal with the Irish smoke show she is? Shay O'Rourke. Is she still out? Or what's the deal?
Bri, what's O'Rourke's status for this weekend?
I haven't heard. Is she potentially injured or something?
Matt knows. Matt, what's the status?
I haven't seen the latest updated injury report, which I think they have to do for soccer as well because it's an SEC match.
Well, text Joe.
A lot of credibility for the caller for bringing that up. That's good. You had Brian kind of stumped.
Well, he likes her too because she's very attractive, which I will say, because I'm married to a beautiful Irish-looking lady myself. Yeah, that O'Rourke gal's a pretty gal, no question.
Well, she's our star, bro.
No question.
Scored all three goals against UCLA.
No question.
In North Kakalaki.
She can absolutely bulging in the onion bag, as they say, as they say, when you bulging in the onion bag, she can absolutely hammer the ball. She can hammer the soccer ball now.
Tony, you tell Tony Vols tomorrow if he comes down, brother.
Yeah.
You know, it didn't work out in Colorado for me to get in with Peyton's entourage. Tell Tony Vols if he has room in his, I'm still available. Tony,
you come to town. I will walk you over there and introduce you to Tony Vols.
Dude,
I
thought
promise
about
you
it
that.
tomorrow. I thought about driving up there tomorrow, but, man, I don't know.
I'm going to invite Tony tomorrow night to come sing with us because we're going to work up Aloe Black, I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man for Tony Vols. You can tell everybody. And you can tell everybody. And you can tell everybody. I'm the man, I'm the man, I mean, what a great jam.
Now, Tony, speaking of the legend, the living legend that is Tony Vols.
Yeah.
Couple of years ago, he had a big-time player, prospect, leader of his team, you know, go out and thought he was headed for greener pastures, and it didn't really work out for him. It's kind of similar to Nico here. And correct me if I'm wrong, but Tony Vols' team that year turned around, and what'd they do? They went all the way.
Yep.
That's what Joey Aguilar is about to do. Tony, it's time. We're due to beat Georgia. It's going to happen Saturday. It's unbelievable. Listen, we almost ran for $150 on them last year. This year we're going to run for over 2. The three-headed monster is real. They're gonna put it on them, and they're going to run it on them handily, I believe. Listen, Tony, he's got numerous weapons that are stepping up. Staley is looking like a great player. I look for him to make some big plays. And I told you the other day, Boo Carter, I expect to make a splash play and take one to the house.
Matt Dixon believes it. Matt Dixon believes it. But go ahead, Aaron Murray, go ahead.
Well, on the way out, Tony, that stadium it's no argument. I mean, I might be biased, but it's the best stadium in the country, bar none. When you listen to games there, when it's really loud, and I was going to ask Matt this. I know Alabama, when we beat them a few years ago, was probably one of the loudest you've ever heard, Matt. When you hear it on TV, you can it's almost like a scratch in the speakers when it gets that loud, when the crowd erupts. It's going to happen Saturday, Tony. Listen, on the way out, Monday, Big Josh fired me up, and a man forgets about his phone call. But a lady pulled out in front of me Monday when I was starting my route, okay? She had a Georgia Bulldog sticker on her back windshield, okay? Tony, I was in the middle of the whole darn family 7 minutes of funk, son. I'm rocking and rolling. She pulls out and cuts me off, and I almost ran her over. Tony, that's what's going to happen Saturday. This team is going all the way. Georgia's going to pull out. They're pulling out in front of us, and we're going to run them over, son. Go Big Orange.
See, did you get the story? This lady pulls out in front of him. He about ran her over. She has a Georgia sticker on her car. I mean,
yeah, I'm not surprised.
Sammy,
are you surprised?
No. Hey, Brian, is Sammy living the gimmick right now? What do you think?
Yeah, I'd say he is, and I've got a story here from the Field of 68.
All right.
The NCAA enforcement staff is alleging sports betting violations involving 13 former men's basketball players across 6 schools: Eastern Michigan, Temple, Arizona State, New Orleans, North Carolina A&T, and Mississippi Valley.
We're going to pick on the have-nots. See, in your humble opinion, does that go on a lot in college basketball, yes or no?
Yeah, I think we knew about the Temple thing, right?
That's the kid that went to Virginia Tech,
I think your guy Mike Young
right?
last year was
that's a kid that went to Virginia Tech, right?
The victim of that, yeah. Yep. They had the kid they were really counting on.
Yep.
Last year, that kind of came out. I think around this time last year, maybe October. Mike Young really got screwed by this. And that could happen, especially in the portal era when you have you never know when this is going to come out. I think High Seer Miller, I think was the kid's name, and he was a great player at Temple. And remember, 2 years ago, Temple fired their coach. They had an interim or whatever it was, and they were clearly fixing games towards the end of the year. I don't think it was even like an open season. The Lions were moving like 10 points, and they're losing games by like 30. And then they suspended like half their team, and one of those kids went to Virginia Tech. But yeah, I don't think this shouldn't surprise anybody. These kids are going to be making, I guess maybe the NIL is one thing that could help this, is kids may not need the money as much, but those smaller schools, those guys obviously aren't making a lot, and you can make more fixing games and you can in NIL, I would guess. But I think one good thing about NIL at the higher level is it does insulate them a little bit as far as they don't want to lose. Like a kid at Tennessee is not going to be as likely to be susceptible to that as a kid at NCA&T.
Totally agree with that. But as long as they take action on all these games every night. See, the trouble with college basketball is there's so many games every night. And as long as you don't go out there and exceed the handle and do what the Bohannon guy did at Alabama and walk up to the window and try to place a $200,000 bet on a college baseball game, Matt, that's what he did. That's what he did. They went up to the window and tried to bet way more than the normal bet. As long as you stay within the parameters, there's no telling how much that goes on in college hoops. There's just no tell. And college basketball officials could fix games too. That's the other thing. You guys ever thought about that? Just a call here, a call there, late in the game. You see things sometimes.
Yeah, especially
in that
the games that are or totals. Like if you're 6 or 7 points short of the total.
Yes.
You're right. Yeah, there's so many games. There's a lot. Most nights and throughout the season, you got 30, 40, 50 games.
Yep.
On Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday nights during the season, and it's not going to be as easy to spot, from what I understand, as college baseball, because the handles are a little larger. Even on, you're going to have sharp bettors betting $5,000-$6,000 sometimes on a Big West game, and it's not going to be out of the ordinary like it would be for college baseball. But it is still, when you see it, like with Temple, how they got caught was. It was over and over again, the same guy betting against the same team. And that's how they ended up getting caught. And so you can't be silly with stuff like that. And I do think the legalization, I don't know if legalization is good or bad, but it does make it easier to catch, because when it's all done offshore and with bookies and things like that, they don't have the technology and the systems in place to catch it like they do with now when people are stupid. Like you have NBA players and you have the Bohannon guy, they're going to DraftKings or FanDuel or sportsbooks and doing it.
Really dumb.
If that guy had tried to do that with a bookie, he probably never would have been caught.
Exactly. And so there's no telling. See, I think legalized sports gambling is better for these leagues and teams because you catch people quicker. I really do think that is an inaccurate statement. And speaking of which, my friends at VIP Play, listen. This weekend, if you have a feeling, or if you get that old feeling, Allison Krauss, and it's time for some action, you bet $5 or more, you get $100 in bonus bets instantly. The promo code and the phrase that pays is TN Tony. Again, the phrase that pays is TN Tony. 200-plus leagues, live always. Numerous bet types. You want to bet on some MMA, some PGA Tour, some college, the full slate of college football, NFL, back for its second week. C's Chiefs, my Eagles. Something's got to give. Numerous types of bets, props, options. Same game parlays, go for it. VIP Play, where everybody gets treated like a VIP. And if you have a gambling problem, 800-889-9789. 21 and over, located in the great state of Tennessee to place a bet. We go back to our phones, and you're on the air. Hello and welcome in on our TLD Logistics Overdrive, Overtime.
Hey, Basilio, Bobby.
Hey, welcome in.
Hey, thanks, brother. I appreciate you. And C being there. And is Matt still on? I haven't heard him in a minute.
Everybody's here.
I wanted to say something, Tony. And you said it earlier. It's like if the Vols, I think it was you that said it. I believe it was, if the Vols win, are they back? I believe the Vols are back. It's because this game matters so much, right? I mean, like you win this game, as C said a minute ago, because the amount of quarterback play to win this game we're going to have out of Joey Aguilar, like that'll carry the playoffs. So we made the playoffs last year. If we make the playoffs this year, we're beyond back. We're an elite program again. So I think we are back. I don't think you have to win this game to be back, but you do have to be competitive for sure. If you get blown out 38-13 or something like that, that sets you back a ton. So we got to come out and we got to punch these guys and punch these guys and punch these guys. And I actually think for the first time since 23, that 23 game was such an, pardon me, not 23, 22. That 22 game was such an anomaly down there. I think we had the best player on the field. I think Hendon Hooker was the best player on the field, even that day, potentially. Our team just wasn't there yet. And, you know, we had a guy mouth off in our media and piss them off. And that was really loud. One of my friends is a Georgia fan. He said he's been there for 40 years and never heard it that loud. So, you know, with that said, I think that game was an anomaly. And I think this game is more analogous to that than anything we've seen because we haven't had a quarterback since 22, and we have one. I really believe that. So with that said, that's all I really want to say other than, man, it is just this town is ready to pop, man. Tony, tomorrow, come about 1:38 in the afternoon, please light the fuse. Just go ahead and throw a match in the room full of gasoline for us and fire everybody up. Get Big Josh back.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, I need Big Josh on board tomorrow. Matt, are the Vols back with or without this win? Do you find them back, Matt?
Yeah, I think they were back when they beat Bama in 22. That was the credibility win there to beat Saban and Bryce Young, who was incredible that game. I think that was when you were back. Got you to number one. So, yeah, but you can take that next step and be one of the not just kind of the fringe playoff teams that hope to get in, but a program that kind of expects to or you have aspirations of doing it every year. I think you can firmly enrich yourself as one of those types of programs if you were to win Saturday.
That's kind of where I was. I was speaking of back to being elite, which that's a very rare air when you say, hey, we're elite. Because I think under Heupel, Tennessee's been pretty good, but not elite. You win Saturday, you can make the claim toward being elite. What do you think, Say?
Yeah, I agree. I think Tennessee's back. I agree with Bobby and Matt. I think the 22 Alabama game, I don't think this win would be, in my opinion, I don't think this would be any bigger than 22 Alabama. I think we're already back. I think to be honest, I think to take the next step, you need to win a playoff game. And obviously this is a big this is a big step towards getting to the playoff, getting a good seed, things like that. But I think you're as far as you can get right now as far as the regular season. Obviously, I mean, I think being that 22 Alabama team, that team's probably better on paper than this Georgia team. You were number 1 in the first playoff ranking. So, I mean, you've gotten to as high as you can get in the regular season already. I think you've got to win a playoff game to take the next step is kind of my feeling on this.
Fire me up. Yeah.
From the just the playoff perspective, which team do you think needs to win this game more Saturday?
It's a good question. I think Tennessee, because I think that the only problem with Tennessee, we talked about the easy schedule, is if Florida and Oklahoma get really ravaged by their schedule, I think you're in danger of, I don't know. I mean, it depends how things play out. I mean, remember last year when Tennessee lost that second game, there was some concern into mid to late November that Tennessee, until Ohio State, or what was it? There was a result to cite until last week of the season where there was some concern about whether Tennessee was going to make it.
Yes.
And obviously by
Florida
the end,
beating Ole Miss.
Florida,
That's
Ole
right,
Miss.
Florida
That's what it
beat Ole
was.
Miss.
Yep.
So I think there would be a little bit of concern if Tennessee loses to Alabama and then Oklahoma and Florida win 6 or 7 games. I think there could be maybe some concern about not getting in at 10-2 if the schedule is as bad as if Arkansas and Kentucky win 3 or 4 games and that kind of thing. So I think Tennessee probably needs it a little more just because I think Georgia still has some home. They have opportunities against Texas and Bama at home if they lose. So I think, and then I think just the brand and the power rankings and things like that, I think Georgia probably gets the benefit of the doubt a little bit more over Tennessee.
It's a really good point. The fact that your schedule could get diminished as the season goes along is worth watching, especially like Rusty said earlier. If the guy from Oklahoma keeps running like he did, and that is how that kid's played. Like me and Matt were talking about it. Matt mentioned it back in the spring. Hey, this mature guy likes to run over people. In this league, if you play like that, you will not live to see mid-October. I mean, we've seen that. It's very hard to play that way in this league. But let's go back to the phones. And I think Florida, I've got a weird feeling about Florida with LSU. I know one thing. I would play Florida with the number over the weekend. It would be just like that weird Florida bunch to turn around and win that game. Back to the phones we go.
You're right.
Hello and welcome into our next call. You're on the air.
Tony, you hear me?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Hey, this is RD from Stony Creek, Tennessee.
Great to
I'm
talk
glad
to
you
you.
mentioned earlier. Yeah, buddy. I'm glad you mentioned about the Mississippi State game. Everybody talks about, being back and being elite, but it's a slippery slope up there at the top of the mountain, Tony. And I'm just afraid if we come in, lose a heartbreaker down there Saturday, and then we go into that hornet's nest in Starkville, things could take a turn on us.
No doubt about it. Where is Stony Creek, by the way?
That is northeastern Elizabethton.
Nice. Okay. I think that's beautiful country there. I do think that I do believe that that is going to be a difficult game for the Vols, win, lose, or draw Saturday. But you could turn a loss into a couple because those people there, man, I mean, that is house money for them. If they start 4-0, they'll be loose as a freaking goose when we go down there.
You got that right, but, just following Big Josh's lead, Tony, just like in 22, we beat Alabama. There's just something in the air up here right now, man. You drive up Highway 91, you see those power tees out on everybody's front porch. You stop in at the Burger Hut, you hear some of the old-timers talking about being in New Orleans for the 85 for the Sugar Vols, and we beat Miami. And I just feel like this thing is a pressure cooker, buddy, and Saturday down there, we take down Georgia. I believe the top's going to blow off of it for Vol Nation.
It's pretty exciting. Could happen. Absolutely could happen.
Hey, thank you guys for everything you do. Go Vols.
Thank you, my man. Go Vols to you. And great talking to you. All right, boys, on the way out, any final thoughts, fellers?
Just a huge opportunity Saturday. Let's have a lot of fun. Let's make Neyland as hostile as possible.
No doubt about it. Well,
we got a college football game tonight. NC State, Wake Forest. The weekend starts.
I've got. By the way, NC State Wake Forest. My gosh, how desperate!
It's kind of sad how much college football is run from the NFL with this thing. I know this is not as bad as some weeks where we have an ACC matchup, but remember we used to have
great games,
ranked Thursday night games and games that were worth looking at. Really, now since the NFL's gone to Thursday nights every week, they've put some really bad games in this window.
5:20 Eastern. I'll be on with Russell W. Smith today, breaking it down scientifically, moving right to left across your device. Bri, thank you. Great job. C, thank you. I'll talk to you guys later. We're going to lay down another presented by our friends at Dos Equis. We're going to do a winners and losers tonight. And the clone has already made a few picks. Why don't we sample one of the clone's picks real quick? Let's see what the clone has for us here. This is the kind of beauty that you get. Let's see if this is the clone here. No, never mind. He's doing somebody else. You never fly blind with the clone. You never fly blind with the clone. All right, y'all. Love you guys. Thanks. God, the clone's trying to get me in trouble. Thank you to my friends at TLD Logistics, online at tldlogistics.com for all your shipping needs. My good friends at TLD Logistics, we love you. We appreciate you. Same time, same bat channel. Tomorrow, we're live at Calhoun's. It's going to be incredible. Setting the scene for what is to come. Let's go. Love you. Peace. GBO. What a fun day. Thank you. Great calls today, everybody. Great collegiality. I needed that today. Yesterday was very depressing.
WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville. Fan Run Radio.
I sure hope the Vols executed better than I just did in our first couple of moments. Because we are stacked and packed today. I just sat down with the great Chris Lee and broke bread with a gentleman from over at Southeastern 16, 45 minutes, with a gentleman by the name of Brent Rollins, who does the See Ball, Get Ball podcast with David Pollack. And we kind of decided that this is a season opener. We're sort of both of that mindset, that we're going to learn a lot about both these teams. Just one word about what we do here, because it's a turbulent time in our country with what's going on. And I just want to say one word about our society. One of the reasons why I feel so drawn to sports, and I dipped my toe in the political game back in the day, but one of the reasons why I feel so drawn to doing what we do here is because I love community. And one of the things that's always fascinated me about sport is that we are united, though we are divided politically, though we might be of a different race, a religion, a different creed, a different culture. And we all get together in a stadium. I've always found it, even as a kid, to be a very fascinating thing. And I just pray for all the violence in our country and just the temperature to be turned down. Now, let me bring in our guest without further ado. People online celebrating the loss of somebody, I just, in any of this, in sport, we just come together, and it's an opportunity for us just to celebrate each other. And, man, we need that this weekend. Tennessee and Georgia is now in the absolute windshield. Matt Dixon, we are getting closer and closer and closer. And Aaron Murray's going to join us here momentarily to break it down, followed by Joe Kirk, who will be on with us to break it down. Followed in hour number 2 by a gentleman by the name of Jeff Ferris, who's doing a very good job at Austin Peay in his second year. They just played Georgia, so we're going to unpack